Pedaway should now be calling out. Delcore is already rotating. The push is happening. Pedaway is immediately shot down by Vitsi. Vitsi pushing through. They know where Delcore is. They know where Epi is. Delcore still gets down Vitsi. Kimpa making some shots. Epi retaking the knee gets him. And that leaves Mangles in a 1-on-3 situation. That was a really sweet push from Andromeda. Just waiting long enough for Delco to get out. Then they went all in without hesitating.
Charge set. Friendly troops eliminated. Reload.
Well, this is exactly the thing where Andromeda was lacking team play on during the last cup. They were playing it way too slow, not organized, not the fast pushes that we're usually aware of what they do and what they're quite known for. Now they are doing it though, and Global has nothing to do against that, so a great start for them. And that's one of the 2 rounds that we called that they would need at least on their attack. 3 kill, oh my! Epi going absolutely mad with Mangles pretty much doing the draw. Mangles now flashing Epi out though. But yeah, Kimpa is alone there with the C4. Dalcor's trying to push up. He'll meet up with Cyphers in a bit. If Dalcor's gonna watch him. Oh, they're moving really close, but Dalcor's not watching him! But Cyphers is AFK! Oh my god! He crashed! I thought he was AFK, but this is less awkward. Oh my god. Yeah, they're already gonna call that, bro.
Return to main base. Your efforts are commended.
It was all because of the setup that Global had there. If it was Mangles pretty much being the bait there, because Mangles was playing there so aggressive, they wouldn't expect Epi to still be there. And that's why he pushed him. Then he got caught off guard because Epi was there and he was able to get the 3k. So that's pretty much what went down there. Good team play from Epi and Mangles. So yeah, 1 score each. Quite a good start at this point. There he is already. Not sure, but maybe it was all tabbing and crashed. But yeah, we'll probably never know. It's not really relevant anyways. We can resume. That's all that matters. So yeah, we have seen the first 2 rounds of this first map now. Guys in the chat, let us know. What do you think how this first map is gonna end? Do you think that Global is gonna win it as... Well, I'm not sure what you're expecting, Ink. You expecting Global to win too, or you're calling Andro? Just this map. Okay. Well, I guess the streamer's curse can't apply anymore because we both choose a different team. So for people in the chat, let us know with which caster do you agree on. Is it gonna be Ink or is it gonna be me, Mid Sky? So just leave Ink or Sky in the chat and we'll know who you agree with. Well, to be fair, a lot of people call me Mid, but I prefer to be either called Mid Sky or Sky because otherwise you're totally referring to another guy. And I'm not him, I don't want to impersonate him, so watch out. I don't know. I know if I should change my name. Well, people are complaining about the overlay. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Well, it's fine now. So let's resume with that call. Current one-on-one map scorer, and Andrew is gonna resume on their third round of attack. They're just gonna do the nading round. Andrew was pretty much pulling off their tactics already. Poor Andrew. They were so ready to go for it. Peta screwed up. They gotta kill him.
Eliminated. Operation success. Return to main base. Your efforts are commended.
I think Andromeda will be fast, done really soon. There we go.
Operation success. Return to main base. Your efforts are commended.
Oh, look at this offensive play by Andromeda this time in the mid. Nobody's watching it. Zeter and Vitsi just get the free pass. Mangles calls it out. He's gonna fall back. He's gonna be surprised with Vitsi coming in from the other way. Epi is still there, but Epi falls to that. Mangles does get one pick on knee, but he's gotta fall back, trying to go for picks, but completely gets shot down there. Pedowi's trying to get in. He gets shot down by Zeter. Very offensive push, but Kroon retakes that with a 2K. He's not gonna let that happen. Now it's gonna be real close. Kroon's trying to get in. Delcore's watching him mid. Kimba gets him. There's just Kroon left. Kimba's now just gonna get the C4, and Cypher's gonna take side. Cypher's is too late. Cypher should have taken side.
Friendly troops eliminated.
They got a bit lucky there. Cypher should have taken side already, because if Kroon was able to get that first shot down, it would have been in serious trouble. But it worked out well for them, and now 2-1. This time it looks like they want to try a vent push. At least that's what it looks like. I think Cypher's just gonna wait for Delcore to push out, because they know Delcore's quite the pushy guy. And if they take down Delcore, they'll try to do a split one push. If Delcore ever manages to get Cypher's down, I guess he'll try to do a mid push and maybe go 2. Oh, and Delcore takes out knee. He's now getting pushed out. And there's the push. Kimpa's already in the vent. He now moved in. I don't think Epi quite realized this yet. And Epi fell back. That is a really wise decision. He knew he would get caught up by either Kimpa or Cyphers, and he's now gonna force them, one of them to set. So they will be playing 2v1 when they're gonna retake. So this is a good idea. Epi's coming in. This is what Cyphers was waiting for. He gets out the first guy. Pre-firing Mangles, who's now gonna retake. Mangles is on screen. Cyphers is trying to do anything he wants, and he's eventually getting Mangles down with a pistol, but look at this play from Andromeda. They're quite doing what nobody expected. At the moment, they're quite demolishing Global with their fierce pushes. Was only Epi so far being able to pull off anything with doing that 3K. And now they're gonna try and play it slow again. This time towards 2. Kim is pretty much on the lookout here, so he's gonna wait for anyone to push him, try and get some peeks. And for Vitsi, Zeter, and it's basically gonna be a cat and mouse game. They're gonna wait for Mangles to back off, They'll probably know that Epi's gonna be there, so I actually expect him to rush the mid and not go too at all. They know Mango's gonna be there. See, they're just gonna go mid. They're not gonna contest them. They probably have realized that there are two guys there. Oh, but Delcore's pushing through the vent. This is a good move. Because now, Vitzi and Zeter and they can't go back anymore. They want to go 2 again, where Epi's now waiting for them. They spot Epi. They push out Epi. He falls. It's now Mango's left to defend the side, but got where Zeter is playing. Zeter is gonna stab. He gets shot down just in time. Mango's gets a 2k. But Kimpa sneaked all his way in alone into that one side. He's gonna catch Kroon off guard. Now it's 2v2 again. Petaways can't peek out anymore. But the only good thing that Global has now, they got the bomb down. Kimpa gets 1 pick. Cypher's now pushing in 1-on-1 versus Mangles. He's currently got a 3k this round. And he's ready to go for that 4th. See, Cypher's quite wet, but Cypher's gets him. I was just at the point where I thought Mangles was completely gonna save it, but then was Kimpa surprising the other team, catching him off guard, forcing Mangles to push out and eventually die. Now Zeter pushing out on Delcore. They want to go to the 2 side where Epi is waiting, but they're now caught in a deadly crossfire. Epi does get some picks. Mangles and Epi are together in the 2 side, leaving Kroon alone in 1. I think Andromeda quite realize it. Epi's trying to move around though. Mangles knows he's gonna push up. And Pangan's talking about the overlays again, by the way. He was also mentioning they couldn't hear you, but I'm not sure if that's just because I'm talking too much or because they can actually not hear you. Alright. Should be fine then. Epi's now gonna move up though. He is going to meet up with Cyphers and Zeter. What are they even doing there? They're playing a deadly crossfire. Oh, but not a correct one. Because Epi managed to get a shot on Zeter. He's just gonna fall back now. But now Andromeda is playing it too slow. I think that Global has pretty much realized it's most likely gonna be a 1. Mangles is in the position to rotate as fast as he can. And Kroon getting the shot into Kimpa, and Mangles will have to push it now. Zeter silently walked in though. He managed to get Kroon down. Mangles is not there in time. Zeter with the 2k. And it's all on Epi now, but he is still almost full HP. So nothing's lost yet. But Zeter is playing the corner there perfectly. And with the backup he's gonna get from Cyphers. He's not getting backup from Cyphers. They don't know where Epi is. That's the only up that they have now. Smoke's gone. He's gonna move in. But he does get Zeter down. Keeps on pre-firing. But he doesn't know where Cyphers is. And this is a 5-1 lead for Andromeda. Who would have guessed this? I'll just keep shouting as much as I can. The counter push is happening from Andromeda. They are contesting the guys in pillar. Delcore also needs pre-fire, and it looks like this sub that they've got, even though it needs first kill basically, at least after the dead round, it sure seems to be paying off. Andromeda's really on point today. If I were in Global's team right now, I would have been scared to death. But nothing's lost yet. It's now going to be on Kroon and Petaways to force an opening into the 1 side. And once Cyphers falls here, Epi's going to push in through Vent and take the site. So it's all going to be on Petaways and Kroon to get that first pick. Adney and Cyphers are both hiding it out. Cyphers, what are you doing? He is playing that corner perfectly fine. From box, they can't see him. Oh, but Kroon moves in. He takes out Cyphers. Epi's now in. They just need to defend. Vitzi's gonna give him backup, but Kroon gets a 2k. Nee is now spotted. Kroon gets the 3k. He's going mad. Can he get Zeter as well? No, it's Epi kill sealing him. And now it's just Kimpa.
Enemy troops eliminated.
So that's Mangles with the kill then. Great work from Kroon there. He opened up the side correct. There was no chance for Andromeda to counter that. So just as easy as attack went for Andromeda, it seems to be going the same way, at least for this first round for Global. So, looks like the dimensions of India are completely being turned around. Unless Andrew's got something to say about that. Let's keep our eyes focused on mid and the spiral, where Mangles is now moving up. He'll meet up with Cyphers and Vitsi soon, who are both playing together in a mini. Quite an interesting setup. Cyphers is spotted. They're gonna go for the pick. Cyphers and Vitsi fall to the push. He's trying to go backstab. Delore just gets him straight away. He's not gonna have that. He knows the Kimpa as he gets Kimpa. It's just Zeeter left. Gonna push up for Zeeter. He gets Zeeter. My goodness, what a
Operation
3K.
success. Return to main base. Your efforts are commended.
Looks like neither of the teams are gonna give in. I don't know if you were spectating Delore there, but that was quite mad.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy there what Delore was able to do.
And now it's going to be Global again, but this time focusing on two sides. Mangle's pretty much being the scout in the mid area. He's trying to see if he can get a pick there so that Global can force the push. But this is quite a nice setup from Vitsi and Zeeter. Zeeter's just gonna function as a bait here. We'll force Global to push in, and then Vitsi's gonna take him down. Vitsi comes in time. Zeeter ran away. Vitsi moving out. He got this pick. He got what he needed. Zeeter getting the shot to Kroon. And now Global has to move in as fast as it can, but both Nee and Zeeter are there. Interesting to see though that both guys are playing with the XM8. Hadn't expected that. Delore comes in with the UV, gets UV'd himself, but gets Zeeter to the smoke. And it's now a 2-on-2. Headaway's fighting with Nee. I think they would quite want to work around now, although Mangle seems to quite go for the kill now on Nee. And Kim is just gonna wait and see what happens. As soon as Nee's gonna call it out, Kimpa will be moving in, but he may be too late. He spots Mangles. Kimpa moving in a little bit further. But not moving into sight yet. Nee is playing this exactly how we need it, not showing too much. Mangle's now going for the pick, so Nee can't move out too far anymore. Still doing the same thing. They're getting really close in. Nee falls to Mangles, now peeking out a little bit too far. And now it's a 2-on-1 situation for Kimpa with Mangles, who's going to be watching him. Mangles actually trying to smoke Kimpa now. That's going to give him an opening. Because Kimpa now silently snuck in. I think Petaway knows now. Does Petaway spot him in time? Kim is still alive. What's Kimpa gonna do? No, it's Mangles with the kill. And how easy it went for Andromeda. That's how easy it's currently been going for Global. From 5-1 to 5-4 with everything still being possible. It's gonna be close again, Ink. Alright, so quite the slow play. Now, Epi pretty much going to be the scout this round, it seems. He's going to be lurking around the vent area. Mangle's trying to get some peeks on mid, but looks like Global's trying to go for a slow one. Cyphers is almost getting naded out. He's very low HP already. And this will force Andromeda to at least rotate with one guy. They're getting Vitsi in the side, Kimpa watching mid. That's a good setup. But Kimpa will probably meet up with Mangles very shortly. Delcore's now also moving up in the mid so they know Mini is clear. So Mangle's probably going to move up now. He's actually fallen back, so... Oh, Delcore's going to be playing bait now. He's going to move up with Zeeter. He's going to call out a 2-push, but forcing Kimpa to rotate. And then they're still going to push one. Yeah, Delcore's going to get ready for the fake. But I think they waited long enough. Neat file. Cyphers now getting pushed out. Cyphers falls. Delcore been taken out. Vitsi is still on the side. Vitsi still alive. He gets one pick. Epi now taking him. Kimpa tanking the shot from Mangles. But Epi's still about full HP. Mangles is low. He gets Kimpa. Now it's all gonna be on Zetor. He spots Mangles. He's gonna move in as fast as he can. Mangles moving out. Epi falls to Zetor. And now he is on a one-on-one situation with Mangles. He's gonna try and play it out. Mangles now moving about, and Zetor gets him. Nice 2-on-1 retake, and that's the first round Andromeda's gonna get on defense. And it's now 6-4.
Charge
This
defused.
is going to be exciting.
Operation success. Return to main base. Your efforts are
So with the
commended.
win that you call out, Inga, 7-5 for Andro is pretty much so plausible. At this point, all the pressure is going to be on Global because the next map is not in their favor, and they really have to try and work out something if they want to have a good chance in a tiebreaker. The map pickings, to be fair, are not really in their favor, so they have to beat Andromeda at least on one of those maps, because if it's going to come down to Foxhunting, I fear for them. So this round, a spiral play together from Global. 4 players are there. Kroon is just going to be in the mid trying to confuse the other guys. But looks like Delore is going to be moving into the courtyard. Cyphers is already rotating in. Looks like Andromeda knows what's going to be happening. Then there's quite a bit of noise being made. 3 guys are now there, just me and Kimpa one side. Cyphers falls, he peeks out too far. Now Delore wants to go for the push. They know where Zetor is. Zetor falls to Delore. Just Fitzy left. He gets the 2k. Fitzy's now gonna get the backup he so desperately needs from Knee, but Knee can't push out too far either. Knee does try to go for that. Delore gets Knee. With a pistol shot, Fitzy then falls after he gets the 3k this round. And it's all gonna be on Kimpa, but Mangles is watching him. Mangles misses a shot. Allows Kimpa to get in. Kimpa gets Kroon. Oh, but it's Mangles shutting him down just in time and forcing it to a 6-on-5. Gonna get as close as possible. Now moving into round 12 out of the possible 13. And this time Global's gonna take it slow. They don't want to take chances. They're gonna play on picks now. But with this mid push happening from Andromeda, it will be interesting how they're gonna play on picks. Because either Kroon or Mangles will get surprised here. Kroon is pretty much watching them. It's quite a nice setup that Andromeda has here. Mangles almost falling. Now Mangles falls. And Kroon is half HP. Epi tries to give some backup. But Andromeda already did the damage they needed to do. They can now safely fall back. And they know they've taken one big step into winning this round. Next step, Delore. But even though with this, there's no real opening into the attack. They do have Delore now. Both of the scopes are down. Though it's Kroon picking up the scope from Mangles, but he really needs to. Gets UAV'd by Zetor. Vitzy's gonna be moving up. The net around Global is slowly closing. Kroon's gonna try and push up to Vitzy. Doesn't know Vitzy is there. Cyphers is also waiting inside. Spots him. Epi gets Vitzy. They're now gonna push out on Cyphers. They have to be fast. Epi gets a 2k. It's just Zetor left. Epi's gonna move around. Epi getting the 3k. And suddenly the rounds all turn over. 2-on-2 situation. Epi pushing. He gets a 4k. Can even go for the ace. It's just Kimpa left. Kimpa, are you gonna make yourself immortal by winning this? Or are you gonna push it to a 6-6? Kimpa's now moving in. I think Epi spotted him. Epi does spot him. And Epi gets the ace this round, forcing Andromeda to a final round. What the hell is going on? You're not even in the game. I invited you. You just missed one hell of a crazy rounds. Now currently 6-on-6. It's all tight. Anything can still happen. And Global is trying to go and play on picks again. Delore gets a little bit of damage from that nade in the mid area. And he'll be forced to do something this round. Zetor and Vitzy are playing it quite risky though in the courtyard. They are playing it together, but they have nowhere to run if they're gonna get pushed out. I think they mainly want to neutralize the scope here. Kroon passed. That's not a problem yet. But that will put the pressure on Knee, who is quite far up in the mid as well. Zeter's now gonna fall back, so that's quite a good setup. Knee's now getting the push in mid. He gets a 2k, forces Delcore to rotate. Delcore wants to get the pick though, but it's Knee getting the 3k this round, getting the 4k on Mangles. He's just going nuts now. Is Knee now going for the ace in this last round? He's gonna push out. Oh, it's Bedaway still getting him, but Peta is in a 1-on-4. He's 1 HP and it looks all lost for him now. What a mad round from Knee. It's not over yet though. The chances are really slim. Petaways is 1 HP. And Andromeda is just gonna give him as much time as they want, because they know they've quite got it. And Kimpa's waiting for him now. And Kimpa gets him there. It is a 7-6 win, as close as you can get it on this first map of India. But what a thriller that was. Unbelievable.
But yeah, crazy first game there on India, 7-6 for Andromeda. We did miss that one round on 5-6, but we did catch the final round, and Jeremy brought us through it. It was pretty exciting there for Knee. He got a 4k. He almost got that 5k if he was just paying attention a little bit more, but absolutely crazy that Andromeda actually won that so well in offense. I think they were 5-1 or something, but Global was
5-1.
Yeah, and Global brought it back to 6-6, so it's really amazing what happened on that offensive side of India, especially with the map being so defensive sided as well. But the next map, it is going to be Cannon. Who do you think is going to pull it out here?
Well, at the start of this cup, I was already calling it out to Andrew, because Cannon is quite the map where Andrew has always been shown to be really, really strong. However, I do know that Mangles is quite strong on this map, and that he can go absolutely mad, dropping 20 bombs and everything, so I'm quite curious.
Yeah. Well, my mic is working while we're loading to the game, so I'm happy about that.
Well, here we go then. I'll do the first quick call out. So Global's going to be starting on EU with Karun, Petaways, Delcore, Epi, and Mangles, and NRF taken by Andromeda with Cyphers, Zetor, Vitsi, Kimpa, and Knee. And I'll do the short record with Shadowplay. Hopefully I got both streaks, because I was watching the players. Epi getting an opening pre-fire on Vitsi, but Vitsi's still moving on. The bookshelf push is happening, but Epi's gonna wait out till the players are gonna reload, and then he's gonna move in. But Vitsi was waiting for that. Vitsi gets wallbanged now by Kroon. Trades are being made everywhere. Knee is still there, but he falls now too, and it's a 2-on-2 situation. Complete madness around that bookshelf. And Petaways is 1 HP. He's been forced to take up the scope, and Kimpa's just gonna try and stab them from base. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, Kimpa's positioning right now is really good for his entire team. Detour is going to call out that they're at bookcase. Kimpa can just come up on the flank from multiple areas. Mangos, he's not going to know where to look. Mangos is actually going to have to be the one picking Zetor. But look, Petaways actually has a scope. They're both scoping right now.
Zetor does tank that shot though, but the crucial thing here, the bomb is still down, and if Kimpa's gonna go for the stab, which he is now, he may catch off the bomb. That will put them in trouble, but... Oh, Mangles does catch Zetor, so they're now gonna go for the bomb.
Oh, Kimpa, he gets a pistol! But can he find Mangos? Mangos sitting at the bookcase, and now Kimpa can sit pretty because that bomb is still sitting down there on the stairs of that connector. Mangos has to go quick. He realizes that Kimpa isn't going to double peek him there. And Mangos going to go through bookcase and towards one, probably plant the bomb.
He's gonna go for a plant. He knows Kimpa went to the mid, so he's not gonna waste any time. He's gonna force Kimpa to do something here. So let's see how that's gonna go down. Mangles setting. Kimpa's not on the site yet, so Mangles can already go for the peak. He's gonna try and do that. But just at the point that Kimpa moves in, he was not watching there anymore. Timing is becoming quite crucial now, and Kimpa's gonna try and move around. Mangles is going to fall for
they
that
both
peak.
miss each other!
Kimpa picked up the rifle, but Mangles still manages to take him out. Very close, and both were very lucky that they both missed each other.
Yeah, Mangos got a 3k that round as well. That's pretty impressive coming up from him. He stayed as a scope and it worked out for him. Kimpa went for the rifle and he got shot around the corner there. Because he was the one peeking Mangos there. So really good job to Mangos on holding his ground, knowing how to play that clutch scenario. But 1-0 going to global, and that's what they need after losing that first map.
Now it's gonna be Cyphers playing really close corner. He does get... Well, Kimpa is quite in the position where he could give backup, but this could be really close for Cyphers because he's got nowhere to run. Andrew is playing quite the risky strats, but they're playing quite the strats that Global is not gonna expect. And that will put them in a dire strait. Let's see what Global's gonna do though, because the main push is again unfolding around the bookshelf, where 4 global players are waiting. And it's only Fitzy currently on the one side, defending it out. Kroon's now gonna be moving up to Cyphers though. I think Kroon quite knows. Cyphers is not pushing. Kroon's gonna pre-fire. He gets Cyphers through the smoke. He now pushing up. And he takes out Kroon. But this should be the call for Andromeda to rotate straight away. They are gonna do the rotate. Epi pre-fires out Zetor. Vitzy taken out by Delcore. And now one side is open again. Kimpa is moving in though. Kimpa getting the 2k. He's controlling the round again. But he didn't see Epi go through the smoke. Epi's now gone.
Kimpa knows, yeah.
Epi's just gonna go back in. He's just using that smoke as the perfect decoy. I don't think they realize Epi's in already.
They know now. Kimpa's very low HP. Kimpa takes down Epi, but can't take down Petaway, so he gets a nice double kill. Whoa, oh my gosh. Petaway's... Was that a 3k from that round?
I'm not sure. I mean, Kimpa did get the 3k
yeah.
there. I think Petaway's got 3k as well.
But really smart play there coming up from Epi. He goes out of the smoke. He makes them all think that he's playing there. And Kimpa's actually going to push Kroon here on the corner. If anyone peeks this except for Mangos. Mango's going to peek it. Kimpa will take him out just so easily. Really, you don't find scopes peeking that angle too many times here on Ken, like these games. But Delcore, he's going to cause him to go into the 2 connector. He's on UAV as well. Cyphers is just waiting for him around the corner. Delcore is getting flashed, but no one's pushing him just yet. He's got players all around him. He's like locked out by smokes all around.
Epi immediately tanks that headshot from Cyphers. He's now waiting, but Kroon also pushing. Kroon gets a 2k. Now Delcore's gonna rotate around. They know 2 side is about to be clear to be taken, but they're not pushing though. Looks like they still want to go 2. Well, actually 1. Sorry.
They're just getting map control and then going to secure bomb site here. Kroon Petaways, they're going to take that bomb onto 2. They're going to run into Kimpa. Kimpa needs to do a lot of work here for his team, but...
Delcore gets a 2k. He's got to go with Kim now. Delcore's... He just gets that 3k. Wow.
These scopes are having such big plays, such big impact on these rounds. Like on India, we saw Kimpa go crazy as well. And then on this game, we're seeing Delcore just get all these merciless 3Ks.
They're complaining about the overlays again, though, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Andromeda's on defense. I don't know. I changed it for half a second, so I don't know if that's what they're commenting on.
Maybe so. But in the meantime, the push from Global is happening. Nobody is on the 2 side quite yet. Andrew's gonna play retake with 2 guys gonna be coming from behind. And Mangles is watching them. Mangles gets the first shot onto Vitzy then. Vitzy tried to go on, but Mangles still gets him. And that forces Andromeda in a 2-on-5 situation. 1-on-5. And they're all taken out so easily. And it's a 4-0 lead. Now, for Global, I'm not sure what's happening, but whoever plays on attack here is just gonna go ham.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4-0 for Global right now. Even with that side switch, it's still going to be heavily in their advantage. Like, they've won so many rounds. They have all the time in the world to figure out how Andromeda is going to play that offense. So, yeah, for Global, it's looking pretty good for them, but it is AVA. It can switch around very quickly here with Andromeda. And yeah, Delcore...
He's now playing that bookshelf too, so he's got to try and do something here. He's got to make it happen, but he's all by himself. He can fall here. But it's going to be 5-0. Tries to go for opening. He has to run away now. He
has no helmet
anymore. He has no helmet either. He can't go anymore. Mangles is waiting for him. The main push is going to be happening in mid, where Global is just trying to stir up the enemy now.
Fitzy was going for a peek there, but Mangos missed it. But look at that. There's Epi and Petaways all sitting inside of that 1 connector. You have Delcore sitting at mid, and you have Fitzy just waiting to flank behind them. But Mangos is pinned down. Mangos actually missing a shot. That was close. but Zitor will finally get the kill into Delcore at mid. So that's going to neutralize that mid aggression that was coming out from Global. And look at this, Fitzy pushes out at the right time, takes down Mangos. He spots another player, but he actually can't quite find him. Zitor taking down Epi, but Pettaways will finally take down Fitzy, defending that bookcase. And now Pettaways can get that bomb and try to clutch 1v4.
It would be a clutch chase if he does it, but he's there with the Kraken, 4 Andromeda guys. 2 of them are still full HP. That's gonna be really tough.
Yeah, he's got no one. He has no one actively preventing him from going inside that one site, so he would be able to plant, but planting with 4 players live would not be ideal. Pettaways definitely wants to try to get at least 2 kills here, but just where Andromeda's playing, it's really unrealistic for Pettaways to even attempt to get 2 kills without just getting baited by another teammate. So it's
They're
gonna be...
forcing him to set now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna try to go for that push, but he's gonna fall immediately to Zeta there.
And that's what we needed to
Finally
see.
a round.
Yeah, we needed to see that from Andromeda. They needed to win a round. They couldn't be down 5-0 or even 5-1 on defense like that. So, yeah, excellent job to them on being able to acquire that round.
We do know that the main strength of Andromeda on this map is going to be an attack, so it's
Yeah.
not all lost yet, but they have to do something because, as you are saying, indeed, 5-1 may be too much.
Well, just look at how well Global is playing, and Andromeda has still been able to win 1 round. So, with the score reverse, this is going to be crazy. And look at this, the push from Global coming out on 2 side. Kroon takes down Knee. Cyphus holding it well, takes down Pettaways and Kroon and gets a 3rd kill, I believe, onto Epi as well.
He does get that 3k. He's now going for more. He's gonna hunt down Delcore. Is he now gonna go for the ace? He gets Delcore after tanking the shots. Just Mangos left. Cyphus, are you gonna ace? Are you gonna do this? No, it's Fitzy stealing away, but what a ult from Cyphus. Right in the round when they so desperately need it. And that could change the game all around because it's now 4-2 and attack is theirs.
Now, it's going to be really crucial to see how we see Kimpa play. Is he going to go to this mid? Is he going to be aggressive? How are they going to put Fitzy and Zitor? Where are they going to go? Bookcase or other parts of the map? It looks like it's going to be Bookcase for this round, but they do have Kroon slowly pushing up, trying to play like Fitzy did for Andromeda. But look at that, Kimpa will take down Delcore as Delcore was trying to push up that mid.
I think they've quite figured out how Delcore is playing the past week because instead of doing exactly what Delcore likes, trying to fall in his aim, they're now doing exactly the opposite. They're making Delcore fall in their aims and just take him down. Because so far, Delcore was able to get like 1 streak, he did a 3k, that won him the rounds, but now Kimpa is mainly taking him out because he's, at this point, outsmarting Delcore with the plays. But yeah, for now, with the setup that Global has, it's still quite good. Because they have 3 guys on that 2 side, where Kroon gets a pick on mid, on 1. So he's gonna force Andromeda to push 2. Andromeda's gonna push 2 as well now, but they don't realize that everyone's gonna be there. Epi gets the first pick, he knows Knee is in. He's gonna go for Knee. He gets out Knee, and it's gonna be on to Kimpa. 1-on-3, Kroon's gonna be moving in. Kimpa's gotta move out.
Yeah, Kimpa got flashed there. But he's got 2 players inside of the site. He doesn't have bomb, and then he's got Kroon sitting at the 2 connector while Kimpa thinks he's coming from the flank. Kimpa needs to check his left-hand side right now, or Kroon is about to kill him. I think Kroon may have been able to see him.
Yeah, he has. That's why Epi did the pre-fire. And that's 5-2.
Looking pretty good for Global. I mean, look at Kroon's score, 10-4, only being rivaled by Kimpa, 9-5. Both of them have over 8 damage so far in these 7 rounds. So they're each doing a lot of work for their team, but it's going in the favor of Global.
Oh, this push is quite unfortunate though. A 3 push on the generator when the main push from Andromeda is happening.
The double scopes! Oh, Delcore! Oh, Delcore just got a 3 kill!
Oh my good god!
Mangos gets 2, Delcore gets 3. Delcore gets a really sick last shot there on that last kill, but that's what I'm talking about. Dual scopes on defense. That's the one thing you don't want to fall prey to because it's just so easy for those teams to just clean you up with those 2 scopes. And Andromeda, they just, yeah. 6-2 now for Global, 1 round away from taking their first map in this series. A lot of pre-fire. Nia will find the first kill onto Epi. That is a good start here, but Kroon is fighting back, gets that finds that kill onto Knee. Here comes the push into the 2 site, but it's going to be Pedaways on Vitzi. Pedaways with a nice double kill. Finally, Pedaways will be taken out by Cyphez, but Cyphez actually tanks from Mangos on the back of the site there.
What on earth was this last round, though? That was just out of minds.
Yep, and people may think that it's a 2v3 right now, but it's really 3 players of Global that have trapped Andromeda inside of the site, because one of these players from Andromeda, they need to plant the bomb, and that's when the 3 players from Global will push in. But Cyphez will try to push out here and find Mangos, but... Oh, Mangos got Kimpa just by a crack. Cyphez gets 1 kill into Delcore. Can he find the second? Oh, no. Mangos will clean it all up once again. That's going to be 7-2 for Global.
I'm still quite mind blown about that 8th round. I still don't know what happened there. But Global did what it had to do. This was one of the 3 maps I was basically calling out for Andro to win. And they've taken that map now, so they have taken one more of the advantage in the series. And with the 3rd map now going to be Airplane, it is their time to shine and take on a lead in this series, with currently being tied to 1-1.
Yeah, really good defense there, I would say, from Global. The way they were playing is that they had Kroon playing at Bookcase. If Kroon saw anyone, he'd call it, well, it wasn't just Kroon, they'd have the player that got the best spawn go to Bookcase. That player would be the indicator. He'd tell, hey, there's people at Bookcase, rotate the guys that we stacked 2 with and bring them over here. If that guy that was playing Bookcase didn't find anyone over there, he'd just be like, okay guys, stay at 2, watch your mid. And that kind of played into the hands of Andromeda for 2 rounds in a row there. And then finally Andromeda was like, okay, we know what they're doing, we're just going to rush them at 1. They got shut down by Delcore and Mangos, who had somehow just rotated over. Delcore was actually playing in the site. And then they're like, okay, well, they stacked 1, so apparently they stacked 1 to them, but then they went over to 2 where, I don't know, it just didn't work out for Andromeda. Just Global was playing all the right spots and making the right calls there between Epi, Kroon, and Delcore. And Mangos, of course, in the last round, he held it down, got those 2 last kills. It couldn't have gone any better for Global, I'd have to say. 7-2 is a much better score than a 7-6 loss on India.
I'm only getting more nervous and nervous for this next map, because we had a crazy map on India where it was so extremely close, where in the last 2 rounds there's one guy completely carrying the team on his back, and now it was just the combined team play by Global just didn't leave any room for Andromeda and absolutely annihilating those fierce pushes. It looks like they've really practiced on that on Cannon.
Yeah, but the real test is coming up now. It's Airplane. Airplane defense is a totally different beast compared to Cannon defense. Especially when you're running those 2 scopes, I mean, Delcore, Mangos, and then you have Kroon as a kind of a little proxy scope as well. A scope can lock down each site, or it can just lock down that mid, all on their own. And they're really long choke points as well, so those scopes can easily get 2 kills before they're even taken out or have to rotate. So yeah, it's gonna be really rough here on the defense. I'd say again, Andromeda, they need to win probably 4 rounds on offense. They need to utilize that window, plant the bomb at 1, and hide in that window, that kind of strategy, that kind of troll them in AIC. But if they can do that, I think they'll have a good chance on the side switch. But I mean, Global, they're starting on defense, they have 2 scopes. What do you think, Myth?
Well, so far we saw that the NRF team has not been too much in the favor. However, in India, the NRF side is heavily favored, so the question is, how is this going to play out? In Airplane, actually, it is quite nice to have some extra rifling power, so I would expect Kroon to be playing at the box room over the way at 2.
Yeah.
Mangos will probably play in the blue room, Delcore will be at one side, Apple will give him backup, and Pedaways will probably patrol around somewhere at 2 then with Kroon. And for Andromeda, I think they're quite going to rely on Kimpa now to get a couple of frags and then push in their sights, and mainly Vitzi and Zeta are going to try and do some crazy things.
See, that's actually a good thing to mention, is Andromeda's offense on Airplane. AIC, they didn't have one. They didn't have one in the previous, in the AP7 Cup when they played this map. We've never seen like a true offense strategy kind of playstyle coming up from Andromeda, so hopefully since last week they've played this map, they practiced it, and they figured something out because their offense is usually pretty poor. It's really just their defense that gets them out of bad situations, but I don't know, their offense needs to step up, I think.
We'll see in the next couple of minutes as we're starting with map 3 on Airplane. It's going to be Andromeda on the NRS side and Global starting on the NRS side, trying to hold off these fierce pushes as they just managed to do in Cannon.
Yep, and remember the map score is found in the bottom left of the screen, guys, so make sure you pay attention to that if you're wondering what the score is. The round scores are found on the top of the screen.
My calls weren't actually that bad. I'm only Mangles and Epi swapped around. For the rest, I was quite bright. Not bad.
Well, it's odd that there isn't a scope actually playing at 2, but it makes sense because you have a scope watching that warehouse or the connector door there, and then that other scope can quickly rotate over to mid if there's going to be a mid push. So it does work, but I do think they will have a few more strategies than just this one defensive layout to utilize for this half.
I'm not sure if 2 scopes playing so closely together would be the best option, but I guess we'll realize once Andromeda starts to push to one side. Kimpa's now going to move away, so it looks like Andromeda will go for a one side, but I think they'll stall it out about 30 to 40 more seconds before they actually will go.
But look at this, Epi is already setting up to be a bit of a diversion here for the scope, or just peek out and get a couple of kills. If Global can play this right, they can easily get 3 kills before Andromeda even knows what's hit them. But yeah, and Andromeda's also stacking this as well. It could also go in reverse. Andromeda could get both of these kills and just easily take the one side. We did see Delore back out. He's now sitting in the spawn, so it's going to be a while for him to rotate. The smokes are going to be pulled. No rotation yet from Global, but here comes Zetor. He's in the window. 3 more players of Andromeda are sitting inside of that tunnel. 2 are at the doors. And Epi is getting ready. He's calling out that there's nades coming out from this window. He's right below it. We're going to hop on board to Epi. He shoots. He sees past the player. We'll call it out for his team. Takes down Cyfez. Takes down Fitzy with a double kill. Looking for a third through the wall. Can't find the pistol shot. Where was Mangos in that situation? Mangos was just staring at the window. So that's good for him. But and Delore just shutting everyone down now. Here comes the double scope action on this double doors. And now they're just kind of trapped because that bomb actually got dropped right in the field of view of Global. And yeah, just Mango's finally getting that kill into Kimpa, and that's all gonna be up to Zetor, and Zetor will get taken down by Delore. And that's exactly what I was talking about there, Myth, is if Fitzy can hide on that door, he can get that first kill, he can just pop around the corner and get another kill. The surprising issue there was that Andromeda, their bomb carrier, actually went outside of the door and didn't go through the tunnel. They actually tried to get the kill into Fitzy for some reason. Or I mean Epi, I should say. So that was really a big mistake that allowed 2 more kills to be given to Global there. And yeah, just the rest around just kind of fell apart from that.
Although have to adjust their strats for this next round, already going for it too, so it looks like they learned. But now it's Delore and Kroon watching the box room. So that will be tough for Zetor. He's probably going to try and do a jump or a fake peek, but Delcore's pretty much waiting for it.
But see, this is also the issue. Notice that they didn't go towards 2, so Epi was able to smoke it up and get into the tunnel. And now they've lost a ton of map control, and if they don't get this kill into Kroon, they don't get this kill into Delore, they lose a player, they don't get box room, they're going to have no map control left in this game. Kroon isn't actually watching his corner right now, but it's really on the hands of Andromeda to get map control back in their favor. If not, they're just going to lose everything.
Kimpa. He's going to move out to Kimpa. He gets Kimpa. With Cyphers seeking out Kroon, allowing Nee and Zetor to push up now. Delcore's now gonna move back. They're forcing pretty much a 2 push. Epi is all by himself on 1. He's gonna try and move out now. He's just gonna sit behind the door in case they do want to rotate here. So this is a really nice defensive setup. But again, Epi's holding the key to win this round. Last round he got a 2k, saved it. But now he's gonna do it again if they manage to rotate.
And this is the hard part. Mangos has already rotated to blue room. He can look through that window, and look at that. Delcore pushes up on the stairs, gets the kill to Cyphers, misses the second shot though, so Zetor will punish him for that peek. Can they utilize this to their advantage and secure this bomb site? They have Pettaways at the back of the site. They have Mangos, who's actually got dropped by Nee, and this looks like to be going in favor of Andromeda right now, but Epi is on that flank, so they need to hurry up and figure out where they need to play. Pettaways is... All of them are focusing on Pettaways. Pettaways gets 1, but Zetor will follow up with the buddy system. And now they don't know where Fitzy is. Fitzy trying to find 1. He gets 1 onto Nee. It's all onto Zetor now. It's a 1-on-1 between these 2 players.
Azito's just gonna run away. He's gonna set the bomb onto 1, and he's gonna play long range with Epi. Epi's gonna rotate around fast, but he still thinks it's gonna be a 2. That's gonna cost him some time. I think he realized now. Zetor set the bomb. Epi's gonna wait for the first noise, and then he's gonna move.
But see, this is the problem. If Zetor... Oh, Zetor is going to try to get into the window room, I think.
No, he's just gonna play long range here.
He's
gonna play long range. This is really good. Because Epi can't do anything against that. You can allow Epi to move in, and this is great play from Zetor. He knows Epi's got that appointment gun, playing it on range with that Kraken, and there's no chance for Epi to win that.
Yeah, I think it would have been better for Epi to pick up a gun. There was a AK-12 sitting right below his feet at that window that he jumped out of. I think he should have grabbed that gun, because it was pretty obvious that Zetor was going to go to 2. So yeah, just a small mistake there from Epi will cost him that round, but excellent job to Zetor on, you know, just knowing how to play against a point man. And Kroon almost getting naded, but knows how to avoid them. He actually gets hit by the nade. I think if he had just stayed on the side, he would have been fine. But now he has no helmet. He won't be able to defend this push that may come out of the tunnel box room here.
Well, the thing, Kroon and Delcore are playing this really risky. If a guy moves up to the left side of the bridge and does the nade spot through that little window, both of the players are dead. So they should be really lucky Andromeda's not utilizing that nade spot, because if they were, 2 is going to be completely open and Petaway is going to see that Fury.
The odd thing here is that Kroon, he peeked out of the windows last round, so they know that he's playing in the window, but look at this, Syphus and Kimpa are both going through mid once again, and it's only Syphus watching that window, so they are adjusting to where Kroon is playing, but they're not pushing anyone from the box room to deal with Kroon or try to distract him. Maybe with Kimpa jumping now, but still, no pushes yet coming out from Andromeda. I think they're setting up for it now. Kroon is now flashed. He has to back off. Delcore doesn't land any shots as well.
Oh, Mangles gets that pick onto Kimpa. They know where Syphus is.
Kroon gets 1-on-2. Delcore gets another, but it's going to be Zetor. Delcore following up with a kill onto Zetor, locking down the site. Delcore running through the smoke. It's all going to be up to Syphus. Epi's going to meet up with him, but Syphus takes him down. Oh my gosh, Syphus almost doing it, but... Wow, 2-1 now to Global on defense. Andromeda is keeping pace. They are actually working map control, getting areas. We saw how they worked that box room. They had Kimpa make a distraction. They flashed it from mid, forced Delcore and Kroon both out of this box room and allowed Zetor and Vitzi to just push through it.
This is a very fast push from Global at the worst possible moment.
It's actually the best possible moment, because now they know exactly where they're going and they're going to trap Andromeda all inside of this one site. And retaking from behind double doors is really easy. But and look at the Zetor getting that kill into Mangos, but Delcore going absolutely crazy with a double kill. Can he find Vitzi? Vitzi going across. Delcore doesn't actually spot him. Kimpo with that nice kill into Kroon. And yeah, Kimpa's in a really key position right here. He needs to get this kill into Petaways before Epi and Delcore start to rotate through. He misses the shot onto Petaways as Petaways going to contest him. He will try out in the open. Kimpa will get that kill. So now it's really up to Epi and Delcore to work through the smoke somehow. They spot the players. Epi makes the calls, but they can't get the kills. All up to Delcore now. 3 players, 3 different angles. Finds one. Finds a second.
4 kills this round. He's going to go for the ace. Just Kimpa left. Kimpa's now hiding it. Oh,
he heard him jump too. Kimpa doesn't have to peek until 2 seconds. Delcore.
Kimpa knows. Kimpa knows he's got this. He's just gonna die to that bomb, but almost a ace retake from Delcore. But that last guy was probably the most crucial one. And
yeah, that's what I stated. I mean, Petaways, Kimpa had to get that kill into Petaways. If he got that kill, then the rest of the round would have been in a much easier favor for Andromeda. Petaways, if he got that kill into Kimpa, they wouldn't have won that round at all. But it's all up to Kimpa getting that kill into Petaways is for that round.
And the hard part for Global now is the score is 2-2. 2 rounds are left on defense, and
they need to win them. The pressure's on them.
Max that they can leave out. They're now gonna go for the push. Delcore's falling, and look at this suicide completely overruled. And it's now a 2-on-5. Epi's gonna come back. He's trying to go for Kimpa. Kimpa gets him as he hears him. So Mango's now gonna pull off a 1-on-5 if he wants to keep chances alive for his team on this map. This is not looking good for Global. Mango's missing that first shot. Then he's gonna get pushed out. He's gotta do something with that pistol, but he can't get more than 1 pick here.
Operation success. Return to main
So
base.
yeah, definitely the pressure is on Global. You don't want the pressure to be on you in the last round of the of the first half here when you're on defense. You want to be cruising by on this side of the map, but hopefully Global has some offensive strategies comparable to what Andromeda was pulling off. Hopefully they know how to take map control, and hopefully they can take this round and make it 3-3, or else Global will be in a pretty bad spot. But look at this, 3-player stack at the box room. Andromeda, are they going to try to force this out without having any of the flash nades that they had previously coming out from mid? And look at the C-Tor is going to come in. They get one kill, they work together, they body bag each other, they take down Delore and Kroon. And they actually did get the kill into Pedaways without anyone from Global getting a kill. And Epi...
Pedaways had his nade out, the worst possible moment. If he did not have his nade out, he would have gotten the 3k there.
Yeah, and now Mangos is going to work through spawn once again. He should probably try to get into blue room or something, as there's just so many angles from...
They're stalling. I think Mangos DC there. No, he's moving again. But I'm not sure what Epi's gonna do. He seems to be stalling time. Oh, they're talking about strats now. They're just gonna let Mangos do what they can do. They know they're not gonna win it, so just gonna talk about strats and use this round as an eye-opener.
Hopefully that's not a GC.
No, it's not gonna be a DC. I know Global for that. They would have played that different.
Mangos just wanted to sap pad. It's all it is, guys. Don't worry.
This is a pure strat round coming in now from Global. When Nee still gets Mangles.
And alright, with that, we have the side switch. It's going to be Andromeda on defense now. Global on the offense. How do you think Global is going to play on the offense compared to how Andromeda was playing on offense?
Well, Zeter is now behind the door, and I don't think that Global quite knows this. And this is going to be really tough for them, because Zeter, he can get an amazing streak here. He can't pick out too far. I don't think they know Zeter is there. This is going to be close.
Actually, Zetor, if he looks at the wrong angle here, his gun will stick through the door. Oh, but they don't know. He takes out Delore. He gets... Oh, he only gets one.
Mangles was there just in time. He almost got Kroon down. Kroon's very low. But with Vitsi now moving up in the box room, they now know it's going to be a 1. But Vitsi can't move out too far because Pedaways is waiting for him. And I think Vitsi realizes that.
And that's what this map comes down to. Complete map control. You have to figure out where the offensive team is going, and as a defensive team, it's your responsibility to start flanking or pushing the opposite side of the map as soon as you can. If you don't, then you're just going to let the offensive team slowly pick you off, as there are a lot of pick spots, as we just saw. Look at that, Mangos taking out Kimpa. Basically just playing into the words that I was talking about. This is how Global is going to close out this round if they can keep working with Mangos and...
Oh, Vitsi should have seen Kroon's legs, but he doesn't spot Kroon. He now sees Kroon. He's actually gonna run. He doesn't see Pedaways. He's just gonna go for the stab.
Oh, but Pedaways...
Nobody heard him. Mangos heard him now. Mangos is watching the back.
Pedaways almost getting a double kill. Couldn't find Nee.
No,
actually
Mangos
doesn't get it.
back.
And Vitsi gets a kill into Mango, so Vitsi's flank did work. But it was to the detriment of Nee not paying attention to his left-hand side, and Pedaways getting that flank kill. Now it's a 2-on-2 with a bomb down at 1. Epi getting the first kill, looking for Vitsi. Vitsi going to come around.
Vitsi knows where the bomb is.
Both players of Global are very low, so it's very plausible for Vitsi to get this. Just one-shot bullet from each of them. Gets a kill into Epi. Going to come around, finds Kroon, takes him out with a headshot.
He tanks that FR shot from Kroon as he was jumping. And he now secures a 5-2 lead for Andromeda. And it's starting to look quite good for them again.
Return to main base.
Yeah, it's... I don't even know if Global will be able to make the comeback from 5-2, because this map is just so... I don't know, it's so back and forth that even if you go 1-1, they're still going to end up winning by the time you get 4 or 5 rounds. But Andromeda, like, their defense looked pretty good there, except for that miscommunication they had at the mid area with their 2 players. But other than that, Andromeda looks pretty solid on his defense. The offense looks pretty good if Mangos can get a pick, but we didn't really see what Delore was actually able to achieve in that round, as he did die pretty early. This round is a bit slower, but we might see a box room push coming out from Global. They are going to try to push up here through the smoke. Pedaways getting that first kill onto Vitsi. They can't find the second onto Nee. Yeah, Nee will get a nice double kill onto Kroon and Pedaways there, and that's what you don't want to happen. It's that guy on the stairs to actually be that anchor. But look at this Epi Delore fighting back, getting the kills onto Nee and Cyphez, and now it's going to be Kimpa peeking around from the corner and spawn. Delore has his eyes locked and ready, takes down Kimpa. And that's Zito going to be sitting up in the blue room all on his own. He's in a 1-on-3. Let's hop on board to him, see what he can do. He's got that XM8.
But Delcore knows where he is. He's watching the wrong
Oh,
angle.
Delcore looked away at the wrong time. And Zitor spotted that they're rotating with Epi here, and Mangos is actually over at 1 and just blindsides Zitor right in the body there with that PGM. It's a really good positional play from Mangos, really preventing Zitor from having the free range of motion that would have enabled him to clutch that round out further. But that was pretty dicey there coming out from Andromeda's defense. I mean, Andromeda, they looked very strong with those opening first 2 frags by knee, but then they just lost it with Delcore and Epi getting those kills.
The thing that I find so interesting tonight is how well Andromeda is playing. They are playing so much better than they were last week, while Global is quite on the same level. They don't seem to be having all that much of an impact of Taz not being there, since Mango's doing quite a fine job at this point. But I'm not sure if it's knee or if it's just a teamwork from Andromeda, which is 10 times better, because they are executing it so well at this point. Oh my god. Kroon gets flashed by his teammate, still takes out Vitsi. He's just gonna do whatever he wants.
Yeah, Kroon just doing the typical pre-fire spots, but you look at that, you got Zitor, Cyphus, and Knee all covering that one site. I think it's going to have to be Pettaways and Delcore that distract Kimpa and Knee away from that mid area, and the odd thing is that Global has no one going up from mid. So they're all really just focusing their efforts on getting a pick at this one site and then just taking the one site, but even with a pick, you're still going to have one more player on side of that site to deal with. And look, here comes the push. Kroon and Mangos working together, Kroon covering the right, Mangos looking for a pick inside of that site.
Well, the good thing with this setup from Andromeda is Global will realize that they're there only too late. Knee's gonna be forcing there pretty much.
Oh no, Kroon! It's a nice easy shot onto Knee, but Cyphus does push out, takes down Mangos. Kroon was distracted, so he wasn't covering Mangos' blind spots there. So a nice little trade between each of the teams here, but still Andromeda only has 3 players to the 4 of Global.
Has to realize here that they will have to go to 2. I think Kroon.
But look at this, Global, they're taking Blue Room. This is the best choice for them to make right now.
Kempa is still watching it though, but he is gonna hold off the full 4 fours of Global, and this will be tough.
Kimpa is in a key spot here, 20 seconds left. They are going to go towards 2. Kimpa peeks out to his left or peeks onto Epi. We'll get those kills. And yeah, he gets the first one onto Epi, but now Global knows where he is. There's 15 seconds left. He's going to be in contention really soon here. Spots another player, baiting him out. Bomb is going to be planted. Smoke does go out. Kimpa's pushing up really fast inside the site, going to peek to his right. Doesn't spot anyone. Going to get shot out by Kroon. Cyphers will take down Pettaways. 1 on 2 here. Kroon will get taken out, and Andromeda, they bring it back.
Kroon was not looking at the right angle, but with Kimpa being there on site, stalling long enough for Andromeda to retake. Now see, with the carry from Zeter,
16-5. Yeah.
it is now 6-3 for Andromeda, and this is not what I expected. I pretty much expected the other way around.
Yeah, I was, I mean, Andromeda's offense, I've never said was good on this map, but their defense is actually, it's stable and it's okay. And especially when Cypher's getting a nade kill like that onto Delcore, you don't want to get naded on airplane.
And this could be the death sting to them. Delcore falling so early round, forced to play 4v5 in attack, being down 6-3. That is not what you want to happen at this point. Mango's trying to go for a wallbang though. They know nobody is in that small box. I'm not exactly sure how people would call this room, as the box room is more further back. Unless they call that something else.
Yeah, I think people just call it box room as like that big area in itself. I don't know.
Yeah, but the spot where Mango's is, how do you call that then? You can't call that box room anymore.
Alright.
From the chat, who knows?
Last round, Global decided to go blue room. Are they going to decide to go up through the mid this time? It's the one spot that Andromeda isn't really looking, but it's also the one area that doesn't really give Global any real control over just rotations, basically. Only rotations. They still have to work into the sites.
Mates are now being thrown. Global's going to get ready for a push. And I think they'll be going to that too again. They're using the same setup. Epi's now moving into the blue room, and Andro doesn't realize that. Is Mango's gonna be the bait here?
Yeah, if Epi and Kroon get into this 2-site, it's gonna be terrible. They actually spot him. They know that they're getting flanked, and it's too late. Epi and Pettaways, they both go at the same time as soon as Kroon gets spotted out. Takes 2-site, or 1-site away. 2-site, I should say, sorry. But Cyphers will get a kill into Kroon. Bomb is down, so it's a post-plant situation now. 3v3 between each of these teams. But look at this, Zetor is going absolutely crazy. Adds another kill to his 16. He's on 17 kills right now. Make that 18 kills, Zetor. Just yeah. Zetor, look at that. He's going to end up being 19-5. What a ridiculous carry coming out from Zetor. We haven't actually seen him carry that hard in a while, but whoa, absolutely crazy there coming out from Zetor. 7-3 for Andromeda. 7-3, especially when they started offense as well on Airplane.
Pretty much, I've been wrong with every map I've called out so far. So that's not good for me.
I've been right 2 out of 3 times so far.
Yeah, you did quite well. Hopefully, I'll be better with the next goal. Well, actually not, because then we'll be ending the series. So
actually, I think the thing to make about predictions, all the predictions pretty much go out the window now that Andromeda won Airplane. Starting on that offense has been their really, they've never won starting on offense like that. I think when they played against Celsia, when they came back against Celsia and won them that second time, they were starting on defense and they just won like 6-0, and then they rotated and it was 7-0 or 7-1 or something. But yeah, it's from starting on offense like that. That's just blows all of my predictions out of the water for that entire team. And yeah, Zetor definitely carried, but his entire team was setting Zetor up to get those kills, and he was given the positions to capitalize on stuff like that from Global. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but it's gonna be Hammerblow. I think what the predictions I made for AP7 when they were played on this map as well, I think they still hold true. I think this map will be the most even map we see between these two teams, even more even than it will be on India. The rounds are going to be close, because Andromeda is going to start on offense. Shouldn't they have switched sides? Unless they want to start on offense first.
Well, Andromeda has some time to play around with now, because they have the 2-1 map advantage. They have a lead now, and the maps currently left are Hammerblow, which they know that they've defeated Global last time, and they've got Foxhunting, where at least, if I should trust Global on that, Global called that Andromeda was heavily practicing Foxhunting. So if that is true, Global is in deep trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Global has a pretty solid Hammerblow on both offense and defense. I wouldn't say it's as good as Celsia could play this map on either of those sides. Andromeda, I think their offense lacks, but their defense is actually pretty good. So I guess it does make sense that they're going to start offense and then rely on their defense if things go wrong on offense, but yeah, I thought they just want to start off really strong on defense first and completely demoralize Global, but we'll just have to see. Make sure you guys tell all your friends that this game is going on. Go tweet it out, post it on Facebook. Tell them that Andromeda and Global are playing for the final qualifying spot to go to AWC Japan in December. Winner of this series gets to go, guys, and represent the European region with Celsia. So make sure everyone comes in and watches this game and roots for each of these teams. And yeah, so we're just waiting on, I think a few players from Andromeda have crashed out. I think there was a rule about like a 10 or 15 minute break in between the 3rd and 4th maps, but I don't actually know if that's still up there anymore. But yeah, game should resume very quickly, guys. So in the meantime, make sure you guys go subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Stay up to date on all the content we retweet out and post on Facebook. We did quite a few nice interviews with the 3 AWC teams that were still in contention. We did Kimpa, Taz, and Civilette. Go find those on YouTube. Twitter, we've been retweeting out all the Japanese and Korean events that have been going on. It is kind of like crunch time for those two regions, as they still have yet to finalize which teams are actually going to AWC. Japan still has MST coming up. So make sure you guys stay tuned to us to get informed on when that's going to be. And yeah, just stay involved in the community and the scene, and just like that, the game is starting, so let's get this underway, Myth.
Alright, so map number 4 out of the possible 5. Andromeda is going to be starting on EU with Cyphers, Vitsi, Kimpani, and Zetor, and NRF is going to be global with Karun, Petaways, Delcore, Epi, and Mangles. A current 2-1 lead in Series for Andromeda. So let's get started. And it already looks like Andromeda is going to go for quite a slow one, actually. I saw Vitsi and Zetor moving up so fast, but they're not going to play it like that. What I do see now is, when on airplane, it was just like one pointman, or not even a pointman playing. It's now Vitsi and Zetor playing pointman together again. So I guess we'll see some good fierce pushes here. But the question is, how are they going to turn it around? Because Petaways and Mangles are playing it really nicely outside. Kroon is also outside. But yeah, this is actually a really nice setup. But Mangles has to hit his shot. Kroon now hears the nade, so he's going to be calling out that to Mangles. Kroon can pretty much help anyone here.
Oh, Kroon spots Kimpa, but doesn't get the kill. Kimpa is very low HP now. Mangles, though, finding the shot onto Vitsi. And Zetor can't actually punish either of them right now. He actually tags a few more shots. Is now 1 HP himself.
And he going in fast. Had the opportunity there, but Kroon shuts him down. And with the C4 now also being inside, the favor seems to be on Global's end. Nicely executed outside that one side. Good strategy.
Delcore through the smoke, takes down Zetor. And a nade kill coming out from Mangos onto Kimpa. That's what they needed to do. And yeah, they just clean it up. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Andromeda's offense, when they push one site, I think is probably the worst out of all the top teams. The way they play it, the way they check either the generator inside of one or the pipes is just very not in sync. And it just allows these odd combination of strategies from the defensive team to just lock up these angles. And Andromeda, they fall to them almost every single time, unless they rush into the one site.
Well, the thing is with Andromeda, they are usually quite strong, at least on defense in the warehouse area. I think for them it's best to try and do like a split to 2 with double doors and warehouse, and that will probably leave them an opening into Global's defenses. However, they seem to be going to 1, see if they can open up here, but the way Global's been playing that and the way they have so far been executing this pushes at 1, I really don't see them taking it too easy. Petaways playing behind that forklift, trying to get a tap onto Kimpa. He's almost getting needed out there. Delcore gets the shot onto Vitsi all the way from 2. And with Kroon getting a second pick, then it is all going to be hard. But Knee moving in out of nowhere, surprising Mangles. Kimpa's just going to wait, but Mangles going to push him out with a pistol. Knee did not take out Mangles and now feels the pain for that, as Mangles clears out Kimpa.
This Knee silent side of the site takes down Mangos. Mangos wasn't quite sure where he was, so Knee was able to get that kill. And now Knee, he needs to find, or stay away from Delcore. Delcore is actually watching under the tank. You can hear him jumping. And Epi and Cyphers are going to be in a bit of a conflict here. It's going to be Cyphers who comes out on top, and it's going to be Delcore that's going to be in a 1-on-2 here situation and needs to clutch this out. Getting shot through the smoke, finds Knee through the smoke. Can he find Cyphers? He's pre-frying as much as he can, but Cyphers, he's going back through the door. Oh my gosh, Delcore! Oh my gosh, through the smoke, 2 kills in a row to clutch out the round, 1-on-2 in the bomb site itself. Delcore just... Whoa.
He came in right in time. He did exactly what he needed to do, and instead of putting even more pressure onto Global, he's relieving them of a little bit, as they now have a 2-0 lead on defense.
And look at this, Global have switched up. They have players playing at the red container, and this is the round where Andromeda is going to try to go through the double doors here at the containers. This is not going to be ideal for Andromeda. As soon as Global realizes this, they're going to start flanking. Kimpa's going to have to get these pick flanks here on Petaways. But look at this, Delcore is inside of the warehouse. Is he going to meet up with Vitsi?
I met up with Vitsi, missed that shot. Cyphers was calling.
Oh no, Petaways on the flank.
The back, though.
Will get taken care of, but Epi did get a kill. Epi's still there, taking out Zetor. Vitsi needs to do something as well, but he can't because Mankos is coming up from behind. And now where is Cyphus? Cyphus is sitting at the doors. At the double doors, he's got a player on his left, and he's got Mango sitting in the spawn. It's a 1-on-2. Can he pull off what Delore just did?
Well, the only advantage that they do have is they don't know where he is, and Mango's now just safely gonna move away. So they're basically gonna allow Cyphus to take that C4, but Epi is just moving into the warehouse. Did they even know what a C4 is? I'm starting to wonder if they do know. Yeah, they do know. Epi's watching the forklift now. Cypher's is gonna be moving up there, but Epi is not watching it now. He has to look back. He's gonna hear Cyphus pick up that C4.
Cyphus actually didn't pick it up. So he has to come back, and his head will be visible to Epi if Epi keeps looking there. But Epi, he's second guessing himself a lot, trying to play it smart. I guess that's what he needs to do, but it could be the opportunity for Cyphus to get this bomb. Oh, he should have looked there. Cyphus has now crossed back to the double doors. I think the key thing here is that Global didn't know the bomb was actually down, did they?
I don't think they know, but Mangles is now watching Cyphus. Cyphus is not gonna walk into his aim, though. Neither is Epi watching him. I don't think they even know that Cyphus picked up the bomb. He's now gonna move in, though. He's not moving in.
Yeah, okay, Cyphus is safe right now. He just needs to plant. Now he's a little unsafe now from Epi. I don't think they can hear him planting right now. They're just gonna hear the bombs down. And they're gonna. Cyphus, you need to look to your left. Epi's gonna peek you.
Epi saw that gun. He must have seen that. But he's not watching it. He did not see it, I think.
Oh,
Cyphus. Allow Cyphus to move around.
Spots one. His location's known. But he doesn't know where Epi is. Cyphus.
Epi misses the shot close range, but he takes him out with a pistol. Really fast
Mango's
reaction speed.
Cyphus there.
Charge defused.
Actually, they both had a pretty fast reaction speed there. Cyphus just like flicked his mouse right over to Epi's head, but as soon as he was about to shoot, Epi got the kill. So really close situation there on top of that 2 site, but it's going to go in the favor of Global. And look at this, it's 3-0, and this is why I said maybe Andromeda may want to start on defense, because their offense is pretty lackluster, and they may need these easier rounds on defense to work with first to build up a base, because when they switch sides, oh my gosh, what just happened there?
Apparently it was some lag. There was some lag for me too. I'm not sure what happened, but it's a 3-on-2, and then Andromeda's got control of one site. I don't get it anymore.
What? I don't even know what happened. The game just updated randomly for me.
Yeah, same. And anyways, Mango's now trying to move around. Vitsi gets a shot onto Epi. Mango spots Kimpa. He's got to go for the 1-on-3 retake. He's got one player down, but still Vitsi and Cyphus left who know where Mangles is. But Mangles gonna take too much time. He's only got 15 seconds. He is already too late. He should have pushed in before. He does miss his shot though. Pistols out.
No, it was like about 8 pistol shots onto Vitsi there, and Vitsi just tanked it all for some reason. Can only go so far with a pistol, Mangos. Make sure you remember that. I think he's the one. He uses his pistol, I think, more than his scope. But I don't know.
He uses his pistol indeed quite a lot. If he misses his shot, he's just gonna pre-fire with the pistol the hell out of you. You won't even know what's gonna be happening then. But yeah, Zeter's now trying to scout around. The only one pretty much watching him is Kroon. But with the smoke being out, Kroon's definitely going to pre-fire when he sees the first guy.
This is the problem. Andromeda's sitting up out here on the one side trying to get picks, and they're not pushing in. Good thing they pushed in now before they got any... Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Andromeda just pushing to the side at the perfect timing while Global was trying to nade out or smoke with the front doors there. Zetor caught one of them off guard, and that just snowballed the rest of the players into the site. Epi gets into the site, but Zetor is there to support Kimpa, who misses that shot. And look at this, Delore.
That smoke was just really crucial. Kroon was watching through the smoke, trying to get Zeter there. He saw Zeter get in just too late, and that cost him the round. Yeah, Delore in a 1-on-4 with just this little time, gonna be absolutely impossible. There we go. And that's 3-2. Andromeda has got the minimum rounds that they need. They've got 2. And with 1 round left, everything's still open for them. But now the pressure is definitely on Global. They have to win this round, whatever it takes. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really hard for them to still win.
Yeah, I mean, if this is what Andromeda, if Andromeda can finish 3-3, then their plan worked for starting on offense first. But if it's going to be 4-2, then I don't know quite yet how it's going to work out here. And look at this, Global just getting 3 kills, haven't lost a single player yet. Kroon finding a 4. Yeah, Knee finally fighting back there on the Kroon, but it's going to be 1 player left, it's Knee. He did get a 4K before, he's got a 2K now, but he's got 3 more players to deal with, but he has the bomb, he's got 2 minutes left, he's got, I think that's Epi blocking his flank there from the box. Yeah, he can actually see Epi there.
Epi's now going to be moving up though, and I don't think Neen will be prepared to watch this back in time. And yeah.
Well, 4-2, I mean, it's not... I think it actually worked out for Andromeda for starting on offense the way they did. It's just they don't want to lose 2 rounds in a row right now. Andromeda, they need to play their offense. Yeah. Follow through with what their strategy, I guess, was for the side pick of this map.
Well, Vitsy's going to be the one moving up. Zetor is there to perform the backup.
There's 4 players of Global just waiting for him to peek out here. He might be actually be able to flank one of them. No, long range. Epi will take him out with the X985R. Point man versus point man. It's going to be Zetor's turn. I don't think they're going to expect a second person to flank through the stairs here.
No, but
Headaways.
Watching the back. Oh, but the bomb's down.
Zetor calls it, but Mankos crouches at the right time.
That's going to be the crucial kill. The only thing that Andromeda does know is where the bomb is, but they don't have the bomb control.
But look at where Kroon is playing as well. He might catch Kimpa off guard. If Kimpa makes any noise at all, Kroon checking the bridge, doesn't see anyone. Oh, he makes noise with his gun. Kimpa, did he hear that?
Yeah, Kimpa did. He's watching his back now. He's trying to see where Kroon is. He's gonna spot Kroon now.
Oh,
and he gets
Kroon.
Kroon.
Kroon's gonna rewatch that VOD and just like hit himself because of how silly that entire thing was.
That little noise mattered so much, and Kimpa is now in a great spot to take out anyone who tries to get into the 1 side. So this means that Global will have to go to the 2 side, otherwise they'll have a big problem. Global is doing this though. Delcore's gonna take the lead with that push.
Oh, Zephyr's getting the extra shot into Delcore. That's a great headshot. Delcore wasn't watching his angles there, trying to check the corner. But now that's gonna... What do Epi and Mangos try to do? Do they try to pick Cyphez, or do they go focus to the other side? And look at that, Epi answers back with a nade onto Cyphez. But they actually don't take the site.
They're not pushing. They know that Andromeda is gonna push for that 2 side now, and I think Epi's just gonna try and rotate as fast as he can.
But Andromeda, they're privy of this. They know that this is a possibility, and they're gonna play it pretty much safe. Need's just gonna be the notice for 2 site. And Kimpa's just going to watch 1, and there's really nothing that Mangos or Epi can do to this setup without actually going to one of the sites first and being vulnerable. So it's completely the perfect strategy. Actually, Kimpa's actually stepping a little bit too far out.
Not watching the right thing. Kimpa's moving up too far. He's got to watch
no!
back.
Oh,
no!
Oh, that was... Oh, no. Kimpa just... Yeah. Kimpa kind of broke the strategy there. Kimpa should have just sat on spawn and waited for them to either come through the alleyway or go into the 1 site. Pushing up, he leaves himself vulnerable to multiple angles, and he didn't have the reaction time to spot Epi and then just kill him like that, so... Wow.
That was so crucial. Instead of it being 4-3, more in Andromeda's favor, it's now still...
That could be why they lose. That could be why they lose this entire map, because now they lose 1 round that they could use to further cement their better defensive side. So yeah, it's definitely a very crucial mistake, as you were saying. But look at this, Fitzy is playing inside of the warehouse. He's going to get naded, gets flashed, he has to back off, reposition himself on the sandbag, will get smoked out, but he's still sitting here. Global, I think they're going to try to push in as well. They push in to get in. Fitzy finds 1, turns around to the left, tries to find another, but can't spray down Epi. Epi just always outgunning Fitzy, it seems like, wherever they seem to go on this Hammerblow map. But look at that, Zetor is below half HP, he's relegated back to the 2 site. He does have support from Cyphez, but is that going to be enough if Mangos and Epi decide to push out here? It's going to be Kimpa who's blocking the double doors section as well, but he's not really entirely focused on it. He's also looking over at the 1 side as well, so there's actually a lot of holes open here for Global to exploit. Are they going to find them? And where do you think they're actually going to try to go? Do you think they'll try to rotate back over to 1, or are they going to go for another pick in the next 20 seconds or so?
They're first going to go for pick, no, in Global. Delcore's now just going to move out, leave the C4 there. Delcore's going to get a pick. If Delcore gets a pick, they're going to go 2. If Delcore falls, they're going to go 1. Narco's gonna be moving up to Zetor. He gets
He
Zetor.
doesn't. He died to Cyphus in that spot before. Why is Zetor playing that same spot yet again? Of course, Delcore is going to pick that spot perfectly. And look at that, Cyphus does actually take out Delcore once again 2 rounds in a row. But Mangos will find Kimpa, and now it's going to be Knee and Cyphus last
gonna
alive.
rotate around because Kroon already got the side taken,
Yep.
and it's forcing Cyphus into a 1-on-3 situation. And when it just was in Andromeda's favor, that favor is now completely gone. Cyphus is slow. He's got to do a 1-on-3. Kroon's waiting for him. He's just gonna take him out.
And this is the problem. Andromeda, when they play offense, they never get map control. They never play around map control. Global offense, all of their offenses on any map, they always work that map control first. They don't work picks as priority. It's always map control. And we just saw with Kroon, that map control just won them the round without having to actually fight anyone. So excellent job to Global on pulling out that round, and they're 6-2 right now. They're 1 round away from taking it to a 5th map and making it 2-2. Well, meanwhile, Andromeda, they're 5 rounds away from actually taking the series, but that's still a big road ahead of each of these teams here.
The pressure is now on Andromeda again. I think they're slowly starting to realize that that one round, that round number 7, was going to be the conclusive round in this map. And Global's going to be going for a 1 push. Bedaway's going to be smoking in. Once all the smoke is there, they'll go. Kimpa missing a shot. They know he's at 2. They're now going to go in.
Ball to Cyphus.
He
turns around and gets Kroon.
Well. He's still alive. He can 3K. Getting 3rd one.
But this isn't good. Delcore's in the site. He's got angles on everyone. He tags Kimpa. Zetor takes down Pedaways. Delcore has players all around him. Oh, Vitsy tries to push him on his own. Delcore is getting pushed from multiple angles. He's now very low HP. Oh, he's going to get pistoled by Zetor. Delcore had 6 missed shots that if he just landed 3 of them, he would have clutched that entire game out. But that's pretty scary that Andromeda can start so strong early on and prevent that push. And it can be Delcore that can make that, almost make a big change there. But that will be the 3rd round that Andromeda have been able to get on this map.
So yeah, now 6-3. Still some space left for Andromeda to do something, but the favor still remains in Global's hands. They're quite taking it up to a mid. Kroon getting a lot of damage by that nade. He's only 40 HP now. Pedaway's trying to do some nades then, try and force an opening. Epi gets down Vitsy now. So this will put them more into a 2 push. Kroon's getting ready there. Kimpa's just playing a pixel here, but he's playing it really aggressive. Not so much. He's just playing the nice pixel here. He's gonna spot Epi or Mangles. I'm not even sure if you can spot anyone here. Maybe it will. Just, you know, it turns out Mangles is now moving up. Mangles, he's just pretty far to the doors, and Kimpa gets the pixel shot onto Kroon. It does pay off. Kimpa's now also gonna be moving up, but he's gonna move out too far. Here's the nade call, but Mangles is watching him. Kimpa's not gonna move up. Kimpa's just gonna wait this out for Epi to finish his nades. And Epi's gonna move around, and Kimpa is going to take him. Epi's not moving yet, though. So it's gonna be Kimpa doing the move. He does not spot anyone yet. Although Pedaway's gonna be moving up. Now he's gonna catch Pedaway's off guard. But Global is still waiting here.
I mean, Kimpa, look at where he's playing. He's got 2 players behind the double doors just waiting. Kimpa doesn't actually know this, but he can hear the nades now. He's not going to decide to back off. He's just going to stick here, even though he knows there's multiple players behind the store. And he's a scope. Does he have support? He has support from no one. He gets the 1st kill. Tries to find the 2nd. We'll get the 2nd kill into Epi. So really good job there from Kimpa with that pistol. Really stellar play. And he will have Zetor supporting him at the other side of the warehouse as well. So just worked out for Andromeda, and that's 6-4 now.
Operation success. Return to main base.
Look at that, Cyphus, 12-7.
Just as they need it.
Yeah, so Vitzi and Zitor have just taken control of that warehouse. As usual, you have Delcore Petaways working that bridge. Petaways is going to back off or do a nade. Yeah, going to do a nade here. But Vitzi, actually, Epi is trying to push into warehouse. He actually makes noise, causes Zitor and Vitzi to lose their focus on what they were looking at. But yeah, it looks like Andromeda, they're not actually playing in any vulnerable spots right now. They're all playing a little bit far back. Really, if Global wanted to go for picks, they'd have to be the two players inside a warehouse right now. But it looks like it will be a 1 here, so Global will have to set up on the one side here. Let's see if they can throw smokes and clear this pipes. They do clear it with Epi, but look at this, Andromeda, they have Cyphus and Zetor now rotating to the spawn. Look at that, Mangos is just waiting for it. I think they almost had 2 scopes of watching the same angle.
Yeah, Cypher's just gonna wait in the basement with Kimpani in the spot. Zetor ready to get
Zetor will rotate in as soon as they hear a nade or something land inside of that one site, so it's gonna be up to Mangos to get this pick. Oh, they smoke it off, but this is completely right into the hands of Zetor and Cypher. Kroon randomly hits Zetor in the head here. Kimpa will get one shot onto Epi. Kroon finding another kill. Mangos looking behind him trying to find a second, but not going to find it. Kimpa is still inside of the site behind that tank. Kroon will take down Cyphers. Yeah, Kroon will also get Kimpa. Yeah.
Moving in, but they take him down. So that is a 7-4 win for Global, and it's tied again, 2-2. We're gonna move to the final map in this tiebreaker if it hasn't been exciting enough already.
Well, it went to a 5th map. I think you and I both were predicting that it could go to 5th map. I think I might have said that it might have been like a 3-0. Or 3-1 I think, but you definitely said it was going to be a 3-2 of some form. So, good job on that prediction.
I called 3-1 or 3-2.
Yeah.
But
you called the wrong maps, but you got the right score, right?
I called every map wrong, so if I keep on calling it wrong, it's going to be Global who's going to be winning the entire series. Unless I'm actually going to be right for once. Oh, who knows? Yeah, a final map then, and it looks like Andromeda will be starting on the NRF side, so that will put the pressure in their shoes at the start, because they have to scavenge as many rounds as they can. For them, 5 would be ideal. But we saw, even though they got 2 rounds on attack the last game, that wasn't enough either, so no guarantees in this cup. In this tiebreaker, to be fair. But we're really gonna get a really nice end to this 8-point series. We had a crazy series overall, with first Andromeda being absolutely dominating in the first 3 cups, and Andromeda fell back in the 4th cup. Celsia won it, with Global becoming second, and then Global took over the lead, winning cup 5, 6, and 7, forcing them into a tight points with Andromeda here. And now in this tiebreaker, they're just trading maps. 1-0 for Andromeda, 1-1, 2-1 for Andromeda, now 2-2. Final map's got to decide here. This is really how you want it.
Definitely the best ending to the whole AWC season. I mean, we had 3 teams stay in contention for the whole 7 cups, so that's pretty amazing. People were expecting just to be 2, or one team would have a massive advantage over the other team and it would just be a really big gap, but kept it close, went to a tiebreaker as well. We've gone to the 5th map. I mean, we should have actually done a best of 7 for this tiebreaker, even if we're being honest about this, because it's so close and it comes down to Foxhunting once again, and I don't know what to call in this map for either team. I mean, Global, they should have practiced this map, so should have Andromeda. As they each played it, but any insider knowledge to share there, Myth?
Well, as I called before, I overheard some conversation earlier on today with Epi and Delcore, and they were mentioning that Andromeda was really pushing their strats on Foxhunting, as they were pulling off some smokes perfectly fine. So I guess this is why Global is now taking their time trying to perfectionize their strats, because they know this one's going to be the toughest one yet. So I think the favor may actually be within Andromeda's hands. They are going to start on EU again, so Yeah, the first 3 to 4 rounds are gonna be key. It will just be point for Andromeda to take at least one there, and then the remaining two or three, they can just take another one if they want. But if they manage to take two there already, then it's going to be really, really tough for Global. Unless we're gonna have another decisive round like we had previous game. But I'm not sure if it would have mattered in the end. So while we wait, should we try to do a prediction for this game? I'm not sure yet. Alright, let's just wait it out then, and we'll wait for Mangos, the last player of Global, to return for this fifth and final map of this very exciting tiebreaker between Andromeda and Global. I hope it didn't crash though. So yeah, it's pretty much going to be a waiting game. But it is really, really close at this point. I really don't know what to call anymore, so we'll put the pack back on you guys at this point. So let us know in the chat, who do you think is going to win this fifth and final map on Foxhunting? Is it going to be Global, or is it going to be Andromeda? Make sure to use your vote with the common hashtag of hashtag AWC Japan, because that's going to be what it's all up for.
Yeah, for sure. And we're just waiting. Who is that? We're waiting on Mangos to get back into the game, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, as I think Global is trying to make some last minute strats to get ready for Fox Hunting, as they know that Andromeda has been practicing on it, so it'll be tough the first couple of rounds for them. They really have to pull through there on their defense, otherwise it may have been quite lost already then.
At this point in time, I don't think the score actually matters. It just matters on which teams can grind out the rounds and get to that 7-point win.
Well, let's try to do a call then. What do you think the end score of this map's gonna be?
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, we've seen both the teams perform very well on each type of map, on each type of side, each type of playstyle. I'm a little bit more impressed with how Global was able to bring it back a little bit on India and how they stayed within the mindset. So with that in mind, I'd have to say I think Global might be able to have the consistency to pull it out. But I mean, you look over at the other side, Zitor has stepped up on one map, Knee stepped up on one map, Kimpa stepped up on a map, Vitzi and Cyphus both have stepped up as well together on one of the maps as well. Like, they each had a star player throughout each of these series. You look over at Global, and I mean, it's like Delcore, Epi, Mangos are the consistent people doing really well. Kroon, Petaways, they're getting like good 2Ks or 3Ks, but they're not having those massive carries like we saw with Zetor, like we saw them used to be able to do in AP7. So I don't know, like I go back and forth a lot on who could win this map, especially after it's 2-2 in the map score. Like Foxhunting has a little bit of everything from every map, and that's I really couldn't tell you what the map score could be.
No guessing? I mean, if I had to guess, I'd call 7-5 Andromeda.
Well, I'll say 7-5 for Global, as I'll lean that way for now. I do think that Delcor and Kroon can have much more impact than any other player on Andromeda if they actually like show up to the game and play. So with it being the final game and it's a spot for Japan, I would expect to see Delcor and Kroon show up in that regard. You also have the dark horse of Mangos as well. So yeah, lots could happen here. Just waiting on Mangos to get back, ready up, and we can get this fifth map started.
Yeah, I think Global is just gonna take as much time as they can, because they'll really need it at this point. It is going to be It may actually even be closer than we already had on India, but I think 1 or 2 individual rounds are pretty much gonna call the outcome of this game. The question is, when does it happen?
Right now, apparently, countdown has started, guys. Tell all your friends that the 5th and final map of the AWC Tiebreaker is about to start. Well, we almost started. We almost started. We got trolled a little bit. I think Vitzi... Yeah, Vitzi called it off. So chat predictions, press 1 if you think it's going to be Andromeda, press 2 if you think it's going to be Global, who will take this map and who will go to Japan. Type it in the chat, guys. Let it be known who you think is going to win. Alright, everyone's ready up. Kroon just said second. The longer we delay, the more people that are going to not be ready to start, apparently.
It's pretty much on either side now, where the tension is rising. Who could blame them? We're gonna go live now, though. Andromeda is going to be starting on EU with Cyphers, Vitzi, Kimpa, Ni, and Zetor, and the NRF's taken by Global, with Kroon, Petaways, Delcore, Epi, and Mangolst. It's all going to be coming down on Foxhunting to determine who is going to be going to Japan in December for that AWC.
Alright, Global, let's see what they can do on defense to the offense of Andromeda. Andromeda starting off quick here with Ni and Vitzi going to the mid-house, trying to get control of this part of the map. And look at that, Petaways and Kroon are sitting up on the stairs. Delcore watching inside of the mid-house, spots the 2 players on the top there. That's going to send Vitzi back outside of the house, but look at this, Kroon and Petaways are playing on the stairs. This is a pretty... I wouldn't say high risk, but it can definitely backfire pretty hard on your entire team. Petaways, Kroon, they each get 1 kill, they back off immediately after getting that kill. That's all they needed to get, and they pretty much shut down all of Andromeda's offense here. At least towards 1 now, because now Andromeda's just going to be too afraid to go towards that direction of the map. But we do still see Zetor, and I think that's Ni inside of the mid-house there. So they do have some semblance of map control. Kimpa is going to try to pick the stairs. Yeah, so with Andromeda going back to the stairs, this will be okay for them if they can just find that pick onto Petaways. And
Epi seems to hold the most control at this point. I mean, he's got the underground cover. He's basically forcing Andromeda to go to the one side, and as soon as they either see... It's probably going to be Cyphers or Kimpa, the first one to be spotted, and then Core is also going to be moving around. I think Petaways is going to see the first guy here. That could very well be Kimpa if Kimpa's not going to be watching him.
Yeah, Zetor need to make any noise going outside of that window, so Epi doesn't realize that they're there. So now we have to hop onto Kroon, who gets that kill into Kimpa. Kimpa trying to look for the picks, but not looking above. So it's going to be Cyphers left. He's actually going to take out Kroon, but Delcore takes down Zetor. Flurry of kills. Delcore getting a double kill. Ni with a kill into Petaways. But Ni has been taken down, so it's going to be up to Cyphers. He's planting the bomb. He's in a 1-on-3. If he can position himself well, he does have open angles to cover everything, but I think he just gave himself away to Mangolst. He knows that Mangolst dropped. Cyphers can hear Epi. Takes down Epi, that's 1. He's got 2 more. Almost finds Mangolst, but missing a shot slightly. Mangolst, of course, with that pistol. I don't even know what to say at this point anymore. But first round of the 5th map going to Global. And really, actually, good job there from Delcore. He got a nice double kill. That definitely prevented Cyphers from having any teammates to back him up inside of the site, which could have been a different story completely for that retake of the site from Global if there was a second guy there.
It was quite crazy though. I mean, you saw Ni jumping around the corner, you saw him spot Delcore clearly in his view, but he didn't go for Delcore at all.
Oh no, Epi got baited by Vitzi! Epi going into the library thinking he had spotted 1 player, but it was actually Vitzi, so Epi was just all confused. Vitzi turns around, gets the call out, and takes down Epi like that, but look at that, Zetor falling to Petaways. Over at the 2 stairs there, Kroon didn't even give his position away. Kimpa looking for the picks on the higher part of the map this time. And look at that, Andromeda, they just walk into 1. They haven't lost any players in the site yet, except for Petaways taking down Vitzi. Dead round is being called, but Ni will take down Petaways.
Yeah, and it's going to be a 2-on-3. Yeah, Kroon DC, this is really crucial. Now Delcore has to pull off a 1-on-3. He gets one.
Oh, he gets two! He can see the head! He's crouching! Oh, you know, oh no! Delcore getting a 1-on-3 clutch with Kroon DCing!
No.
Cyphez, his head was visible above the boxes, but he crouched, so Delcore was like, okay, you're gonna crouch, I know exactly where you are! 7-0 for Delcore. Dead round, it is 2-0 in Foxhunting.
That round is exactly what you mentioned to be so crucial. I really thought it was going to be 1-on-1. I thought it was going to turn to Andromeda's favor, but with that 1-on-3 insane clutch from Delcore, it's starting to look better for gold again.
Well, I said it was going to be either Kroon or Delcore. Kroon
Oh my
DCs,
good
so it has to be Delcore, right?
Yeah, but what a way, man. Oh my goodness. That's how you want to be the star of the show.
And the thing is that someone did throw a nade towards Delcore's direction, so, and Delcore didn't make a call out, and they also thought, well, they threw a nade, he's not there, he didn't rush out, so he can't be there. So they focused their efforts elsewhere on the map, but they left themselves completely open. I think it was only neither. It was the first one that died. He was sitting right in the middle of the site. That just got dropped by Delcore by surprise. He made the call. Everyone looked towards Delcore location. Delcore then took out, I think that was Kimpa? Next? Yeah, took out Kimpa next. And then Seth was like, oh, I shouldn't have looked that way. I should have let my teammates deal with that. He was still looking at Delcore. And yeah, Delcore picked the right spot to go behind the boxes and just trap Cyphers in a bad spot. And there's nothing Cyphers could have really done in that situation against a scope like that. Aside from pre-firing magically, but wow, excellent job to Delcore, making all the right decisions, good positioning, and just landing his shots, and that's pretty much how you win FPS games, I think.
I guess so, but what a way to do it.
It's so funny that he did it while Kroon DC'd as well, so...
But this is right at the point where it's so needed. He just had to do it. It was so crucial. I think we can already call that this is one of the crucial rounds in this game. Question is, how is Andromeda gonna work around with this?
My question is, how will Andromeda feel losing Foxhunting when they didn't get to start defense first? Like, that's the difference between going to Japan or staying home, is do you start on defense first on Foxhunting or not?
It's just becoming all so crucial and all that close, but the decisions have pretty much been made already. It's all left to execute it now.
Yep, it's basically how the map ban went. What maps weren't played? Blackstone was actually banned out by one of the teams at least, and what was the other map? What's the other map in the map pool? Blackstone and... Oh no. I can't remember here, Myth.
Let's see, we started off with India, then it was Cannon, we went to Airplane, and then we went off to Hammerblow, and now it's Foxhunting.
Yeah, so Blackstone was banned. What was the other map that was banned then?
Blackstone is banned, and Dual Side.
Oh, Dual Side. Actually, interesting that Dual Side and Blackstone were both banned. Those are like the opposing team's best maps.
Yeah,
so I
that's
guess,
why I banned him.
yeah, but it leaves Foxhunting open, so it's interesting that they value banning the best maps over banning Foxhunting, though. But alright, we're back in the game. It's going to be Andromeda, still on offense. And they... I mean, it's only 2-0. Like, it's still... It's fine, okay? Like, this is expected for defense to have 2 rounds. It's whatever. I mean, Andromeda, they've shown on offense they can get into the sites, they can get the bomb down. They've shown that twice in a row now. It's just following up with the post-plant positions. Retaking is pretty easy on Foxhunting on the one site, so it's no surprise that defense had an easy time like that, but... Yeah, it's not over yet. Andromeda still have a ton of opportunities to bring this back into their favor, or even win out the map entirely, so don't call it out yet, guys, in the chat. So yeah, we're just going to see what Andromeda can do here in the 3rd round. Score has been reset.
He's actually trying to go for a flat. Look at this push from Global.
Global getting
I
2
didn't
kills,
actually-
getting 3 kills to the one that Andromeda was able to secure. Where is Kimpa? Kimpa is still... He's actually dead.
What's
3
just going on
players.
with this round? The bomb is down though. The offensive team just got the control.
Okay,
It
so
looks like sides have been changed pretty much.
yeah,
This is odd.
well, that's just like a minor strategy that you can pull. Just rush the stairs, kill the players that are going to rush inside of the West Mansion. If it works out, it's pretty good. But Vitzy, he's in a key spot right now. He is the one that needs to call out where everyone is playing so that Nee can have a safe passage over here to support him. So it's going to be up to Vitzy and Nee here to work together. But look at this. Nee, he has to go all the way from the long side of spawn. So he could get spotted out by Kroon, and Epi will be locking down the way that Vitzy comes from. Meanwhile, Mangos is just slowly pushing up towards one here to lock out any rotation they have over to one side once they finally do get the bomb and they have no time left. Look at that. Kroon does spot Nee, but Epi will be able to hear the smoke grenade coming up from Vitzy. Are they going to run here, try to get the bomb and just dip out? Oh, they try to do that, but Epi's prepared for it. Epi drops onto the ground, changes his spot. Going to be up to Nee. Yeah, and Nee won't be able to do it here. Epi killing him as well. 3-0 now. Excellent strategy. Good call coming out from Global. And that really keeps the pressure onto the offensive team from the defense team.
But yeah, it's now 3-0, and we're looking back at the 3 to 4 rounds that I called earlier on. And so far it's Global getting the 3, so this round has to be
And
for
it's going to be a
Andromeda.
fast run
It could
push
be all
coming
done
out from
for-
Adro. But look at
They're
this,
gonna go
Kroon.
for the push. Dalcor is gonna be watching them though. The UAV
Kroon gets
now.
one. Kroon
is still there.
Kroon got 2 kills there. Nee only got 1 at the Kroon. Andro need to bring it back into the favor, but they're getting kills. Nee gets another one at the Pedaways. Delcor, though, gets a nice double kill onto Nee and Vitzy, just locking down that site. It's not even a retake yet, and he gets all these kills. It's going to be up to Kimpa, and Delcor, 3rd kill.
Operation success. Return to main base. Your effort.
And
Kroon.
now it's 4-0.
Yeah.
Now it's not.
Now
why
it's not
it
a
wants to be
laughing matter.
Andromeda.
I mean, they deal with Kroon, who gets 2 kills, and then they still have to deal with Delcor, who's been going crazy in this half as well. Oh, look at that. Kimpa take down Mangos. That's what they needed to do. A nice opening pick, something they haven't had at all in this first half.
Yeah, but Kemp also spotted Epi there in the underground, so they know he's been playing it too. So it's pretty much gonna leave some space over at one side if they want to push it there. But so far they're just gonna try, take it slow, get another pick, and then win the round because they know they can't afford to lose it. And with Vitzy falling there, it's going to be even more difficult for them.
Yeah, they even
But
out to a 4-4 now, and Andromeda, they looked like they were setting up for a 2 push, but with that player dying, they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board a little bit and figure out where exactly they want to go. Are they gonna utilize Kimpa a bit more to get some picks, or are they just gonna walk into that front 2 that they haven't yet to do yet?
Well, they don't know where Delcor is playing, so that's the thing that I
Yeah.
want to figure out first. But I think Kimpa will spot him very shortly here. And once they know Delcor is going to be at 1, they'll be pushing 2. Oh, Delcor gets a shot into Kimpa as Kimpa misses his shot. So Nee and Vitzy are now going to move into that 2 side. I think Delcor knows that the rotate's going to be going on. Kroon's also moving out. Zeter made some noise.
Petaway throwing a grenade, finding out that there's at least 1 player below window. That means Delcor and Kroon are going to be able to look towards it, but Cyphers is not in position to capitalize on this diversion. He's still at the bottom of the 1 stairs. He's actually going to try to push up now. Kroon getting a nice double kill onto Zetor and Nee. It's going to be Cyphers last alive here. He's all the way over at 1 stairs, not supporting his teammates at all when they were getting pushed out and distracted there.
Oh, he's got to get them down now. This is a round that they must take, otherwise it's going to be too tough for them.
He needs to find his inner Delcor and just bring out this 1-on-4 clutch to keep his... Well, not to keep his team within the realm of winning, but just to keep some rounds here. He finds Kroon, gets 1. He finds the second onto Delcor. This could be the start of something. He spots out Petaway shooting him from above. Petaway's going in for the pre-fire. Cyphers is 1 HP.
Yeah, but Epi's going to be moving in from behind already. Epi's just going to wait
Oh,
for
he
that
can actually see
Tiebreaker.
Cyphers from the corner there.
Operation success.
But that is 5-1 now, and now we can already see how much of an impact Delcor's clutch gonna have to this game. It's now 5-0,
5-0. Yeah.
and it's looking really, really bad for Andromeda. If they want to have any chance of winning, they have to take this round, whatever it takes. And they're starting to look a bit desperate now.
Yeah, 5-1 is definitely still winnable, especially when you switch to defense and you're 1-5 and you're on defense. You can come back with that super easily. 6-0 though, you have to play perfectly, and chances are just stacked up against you on that opportunity. So yeah, you're totally right. They need to win this round, or Japan is going to be slipping by. It would be the craziest thing we've seen all year if Andromeda can come back and tie it up 6-6 from a 6-0 deficit. Not unheard of on Foxhunting, but look at that Delcore just shutting down Kimpa. Kimpa going for a nice little angle there onto Delcore, but Delcore was prepared for it. And now what do Andromeda do? Their scope is dead. They have three rifles and three rifles and a point man to work with. Are they gonna put all their eggs into one here and go out for a one push without any picks? Could be a I don't know what to say, Myth. Where do you think Andromeda's gonna try to go?
Well, Andromeda will have to go to the one side now. They have no other option, but Dalcor, Kroon, Petaways, they're all watching it. Now with the smokes coming out, they know the push is going to be happening. Dalcor does not know even where to look anymore. He's still watching the smoke. He's now
They're gonna go for a two push. Good job from Andromeda here.
The bomb's down. The bomb's down on one side.
Oh
Dalcor
no.
spots the bomb. No, what is this?
It was such a good strategy if the bomb didn't get dropped. Mangos gets Vitsy. This is slowly looking really bad for Andromeda. Petaways on Zyfeds. It's all up to Zetor. 1-on-4. He can hear Kroon. Kroon takes him down to half, but he will ultimately be able to take Kroon out. Delcore on his left. He's got Mangos on top. And he's got Petaways to his right. Petaways peeks out, gets tagged. They're all going to push him at once. Not enough bullets in that gun. That's 6-0 for Global on Foxhunting. On defense.
And the death round's being called. This has to be a tactical one, but I'm afraid it's been too late already. Being down 6-0, they have to play it perfect now. They have to win 7 rounds in a row. Otherwise, Japan is going to slip by their fingers.
I would say Foxhunting is not like other maps where if you're down 6-0, it's really hard to come back. Playing on defense, it's so defensive sided on this map that even being down 6-0, the possibility of coming back is legitimately real. Even if you're the worst team, you can still come back. And I don't think Andromeda is like a worse team. I think these two teams are very equal in skill. So with that in mind, I think Andromeda, they have everything they need to still come back out and win this 6-6. They just need to find their composure and just play the rounds how defense should be played on Foxhunting. Nice and passive, maybe take a chance being aggressive but not too aggressive, and like just play the retakes, like play full retakes. Don't try to prevent them from getting into that one site. Just play like how Global was playing it. If they can do that, I mean, I don't really see how Global's going to come back on offense like that unless Global just rushes every single round and gets lucky one round. But yeah, it's totally doable for Andromeda. I mean, Global did it. Why can't Andromeda?
That's a good point you make there, but we shouldn't forget now that at this point the pressure is so big on Andromeda, and they may have a bit of fear now for Global because they know that they are up 6-0. And yeah, Global is also changing the strats now. Dalcor is going to be playing the rifle on attack, so they're not going to play too focused on that dual scope setup, which is only going to make it even tougher for Andromeda to win. It almost sounds like a played game, but we cannot call it too soon yet.
Yeah, well, there's still quite a bit of time for Andromeda to have this dead round, but they're all readied up and they're ready to go. Just waiting on Mangos, and we can resume the second half here. Andromeda being on that defense, Global being on offense, so going to be really exciting. It's coming down to the last final stages of the AWC season for area for the 2015 European League. This is it, guys. These are going to be the teams. One of these teams are going to be going to Japan after this half. Yeah, tell your friends to get in here. Pay attention. It's gonna be great.
I'm really wondering now how many rounds Andromeda's gonna take, how much closer they're gonna make it. But to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if in the first 2 or 3 rounds Global's gonna end it.
It better not be the first round, because that will just be lame.
Yeah, indeed. We don't want some more action, so come on, guys.
1 round or 7 rounds, guys. That's what we're looking here. Within 7 rounds, we're going to know the second team that is going to Japan in December. That will be going with Celsia to represent Europe in the AWC main event in Tokyo. And yeah, the chat is
And
just
Mango's not
realizing.
ready.
Yeah, the chat is just realizing that it's 6-0. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's going to be absolutely crazy and exciting. Tell people that this game is going on. They don't want to miss it, so make sure you tell them. And yeah, I mean,
We're gonna be adding off now. We're still waiting for Petaways to actually go. Mango's now running again. I think they want to go now.
we'll try to
How
get
much?
a quick 5-minute interview after this game is done with the winner as well. So stay tuned for that. We won't go too in depth with it, but we'll just touch on how they're feeling and everything after they win. But who is it going to be that is going to be the winner of this match? Andromeda, they're down. They're looking up to a really big hill right now, a really big mountain, I should say. They basically have to play perfectly with at least 3 of the players have to be on the ball at all times. If just more than 3 are just not doing what they need to be doing, Global could just take it away from Andromeda so quickly. But alright, Andromeda, they are on defense. Global, they're on offense now. It is the final map, and the final 7 rounds are about to begin. It is
Caesar's
6.
gonna be watching the underground now. Epi's the only one pretty much underground. No, he's there with Delcore. So it looks like they're more focusing on a 2 push. They're actually utilizing the underground, which Andromeda never managed to do in those first 6 rounds.
Global's just going for a
And
quick
they
gimmick
spotted
strat
Caesar
here.
now.
And they're going to go up. Zetor spots them. The rotation calls are being called. Zetor gets taken down very low, but look at that. Epi Petaways will take down Zetor at knee. Knee does try to do one, but he can't do all of them. Kroon is pushing up. We'll take down... Actually, Petaways will take down Kimpa. A little bit of lag, but... Alright, so Fitzy Cyphers, last 2 players alive. This could be it as a 2-on-4 for these 2 players. Kroon taking down Fitzy. It's all up to Cyphers. He can't find Epi, and that's going to be it. Global is going to be your 2nd European representative in Japan. Excellent try there from Andromeda, taking it to a 5th map, but Global will secure it, and that will be it, guys. 7-0 in the 5th map.
Return to main base. Your efforts are commended.
Wow. This is really not what I expected. And once more, 5 maps in a row, I have been wrong with predicting the winner. Streamer's curse strikes again. Question is now who we're gonna interview. I thought you arranged something with Epi, if I'm not mistaken. Or is he gonna come in?
I don't know, guys, but let's talk about the game a little bit there. I mean, we went India with 7-6. Global almost brought it back, being down 5-1, but they couldn't close it out. So it was 7-6 for Andromeda, and then we would go to Cannon, and Global they absolutely annihilate Andromeda 7-2, and then it's Airplane 7-3 for Andromeda. Like, just these scorelines are so. The last 3 maps were such a big scoreline difference, like 7-4, 7-3, 7-2. We go to this map and it's 7-0. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, we'll try to get someone. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching the game. Hopefully you guys had a good AWC season. We'll get the interview coming up very soon. But just stick around while we get that set up for you guys. Alright guys, we're back with an interview with the winning team member Epi here from Team Global. How are you feeling, Epi? Are you happy that you won?
Yeah, of course, and I'm pretty much surprised, not about the last map, but what Andromeda was able to do against us with a sub and in 1 week, so it was a pretty tough game. Yeah, I'm feeling happy.
Well, you finished at 7-0 on Foxhunting. How do you feel about from losing India 7-6, then having these back and forth maps that are like 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, and then just a straight up 7-0 in the final map?
And to be honest, India was our main map, and since Global exists with this lineup, we never lost India in any competitive match. So yeah, we felt a little bit down, I would say, but we just try to keep up what is our goal, and we're always losing in any fucking grand final, sorry for the word, the first map, and then we come back. It's always this. We never won the first map against Celsius or against Andromeda before. It was the last AWC as well, so we said, okay, it happens a 3rd or 4th time, but we already do it, we will do it again. So yeah, it was hard to come back, but we managed it.
Yeah, and so you've been competing for a while in this AWC league. How does it feel to finally, like, you've played for so long, put so much time into it, finally something has you've received something back out of it. How does that feel to be redeemed?
Yeah, I was pretty much the guy when the lineup was created on the 4th or 5th cup who said, okay, just focus on 2016, we can't get the spot anyway. And Tess was the guy who forced me to play. And yeah, in the end, it's up to Tess that we got the spot a lot, and were really lucky that Andromeda has that knockout in the 5th or 6th AWC Cup when they placed 5th or 8th place. Was lucky, and then we realized our chance, and we just put so much effort in it. So it wasn't planned really, but in the end, we just used our advantage of it.
Yeah, so after you guys won your two 8-point cups, heading into the AP7, did you guys think that you would be able to win the final AP7 cup, or were you afraid of Celsius and Andromeda? Like, what were your thoughts on those two teams heading into the AP7?
Since we saw that this lineup is so strong, and we didn't expect that so early, because normally a team needs a lot of team play, but since we saw that we got so good tactics, we got so good openings, and we just thought, okay, we got a big chance in the 7th cup, and as you saw, we were able to win against Celsius and Andromeda in a row, but it wasn't easy. I mean, we just have the perfect lineup, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Any questions from you, Miss Guy?
Well, we did indeed see that the lineup you were talking about. I mean, you've quite got the setup, the dual scoping setup, and then you have Kroon who can basically step up anytime if needed, and you're pretty much the fragger with appointment. But who do you think is going to be key in your team? If you had to name any guy, who do you think is the most important guy in your team?
Serious question?
Serious question.
Delco or whoever. It's only Delco. I mean, of course, you saw it in Foxhunting the 2nd round when he clutched just 1 and 3, but of course it was sick and it was pretty much important, but he can do better. And that's the reason why he's so important for us. He's always getting the entries, he's making the mid-game calls because he's getting so much information in the game, and I'm only calling in the beginning of the round, and he's calling in the mid of the round, and he's playing so good with the scope and making these important calls. Without him, I think this match wouldn't be that on our side. I mean, of course, Andromeda beat us on 2 maps and they were pretty good, but without Core, our chances were not that big. Okay, we didn't have Taz. I mean, Mangos replaced him very well and did his best, and he knew today that he has to play with us, because normally we thought Mishik is playing for us. But then we just said, okay, our lineup was always 2 scopes, just continue this. And I spent like 5 hours today with Mangos to tell him every fucking single detail, what we do, how we play. And then, yeah, it was like from 1 p.m. until now that he played with me together. And it was hard for him and he did his best, but the key player 100% is and will always be Delcor.
Yeah, so on those 2 maps that you lost, did you lose those maps because you didn't have Taz with you guys, or were you guys just completely outplayed by Andromeda and those are their maps? What do you think about those maps that you lost?
I was pretty confused after Airplane, because India is normally the map we win easily against every team, and Airplane was the map we already stomped Andromeda 7-2 the last AWC Grand Finals, and they were managed to beat us on both maps, and surprisingly we won on their map, Hammerblow, where they won against us the last AWC, and surprisingly we won on Cannon, the map we normally completely fail. But we prepared some tactics on it, and some lucky rounds we got, some tanks, we tanked some shots from Kimper, that's the reason why we got the round. But in the end, it's a shooter. It's time luck and it's shoot luck, so yeah. I think Cannon, we deserved it, but I think this performance wasn't that strong on Cannon. I think Andromeda was just worse than us.
Yeah, well, your defense on Canada was actually pretty slick. I mean, you had whoever spawned the best for bookcase would be like your light beacon or something to tell you if people were coming, and then you guys would like almost stack 2 even, or even mid, and it worked out 2 rounds in a row, and that pretty much secured the whole half for you guys there. So really good.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, go explain what you're gonna say.
Our tactics on Cannon defense were always pretty fail, because we just had basic strats, and normally when Andromeda starts to push, we can't handle 3 guys in a row which coming into 1. So just said, okay, play risk. If we get the round, nice. If not, we would lose it anyway when we play basic. So just do risk. And so Mangos did risk. Core did risk, get the info, get the peaks, and so we finally could manage to hold the defense pretty good first time since the team exists. But yeah, it was just we had no tactical cannon. Just do what you want, do a risk, and get the info, get information, and then just trust in your aim. So that's everything we got on cannon defense. On attack, it's another thing, but defense was just a risk game for us.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about going up some of the Asian teams in Japan in December? Like, how do you feel about the whole trip in particular? Are you excited for it?
Very much. I mean, every one of our team, including Mangos, spent so much effort for this and for this day. And to be honest, to beat Andromeda in the game was easier to beat them out of the game. I think everyone know what I mean. But in the end, I just can enjoy this. And yeah, in the end, it was pretty fair, at least this last game. And so the better team won. It was a best of 5. All maps played. 3-2 we won. And I'm pretty excited for the Japan guys. I mean, we're already in contact with some Korean and Japanese guys. I mean, Taz is, and they're telling us where we can go to practice, like the internet coffee and something like this. We are pretty excited, but we don't want to do it like the AAC 2014. I mean, we practice a little bit for it because we never was alarmed before, but this time we practice really very much against Celsius because they want to practice as well. So I think this time the EU team has a big chance to beat at least 2 or 3 teams there and maybe make a surprise. Let's see.
All right, that sounds great. Do you have any final shoutouts to conclude this interview?
Of course, a big thanks to Mishik, which always stayed online and would be there any second. Of course, great job to Mangos. He had the biggest job to do today because he didn't know how we play. And yeah, it was like a bunch of problems he had in the game, but he was able to fix it. And doesn't matter if he didn't hit every shot, but he made the important thing that he helped us and yeah, get the important rounds. And of course, the rest of my team core, Peter, Surreal, played amazing games like always. I mean, every one of these guys is for me unreplaceable for some reasons, and will continue 2016 and just rock 2016. And to Andromeda, GG this game, and hopefully we'll see you guys 2016 as well.
All right, well, that's going to conclude the interview with Epi. Congratulations again on your win and getting the second qualifying spot to Japan. Good luck with Celsius as well, and we'll see you very soon.
Thanks.
Alright, so that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be it for the stream. Thanks, Mythguy, for coming out and casting with me as usual.
You're welcome. It was very much my pleasure. It was a great evening. Although the last map, I would have hoped to be a bit more exciting.
It was exciting in its own right. It was a 7-0. We don't get to see too many of those. I actually don't think we've seen a 7-0 amongst these 3 teams in a long time, maybe 4 cups.
Yeah,
but yeah.
it's been a while.
Yeah, so it was really exciting. But again, shout out to all the viewers and everyone that came up for the stream and supported each of the teams. The teams definitely deserved all your support, so good job on watching the games and sticking out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cast, but that is going to be it for today. We'll have some AWC winner interviews coming up later this week or next week. Highlight videos will be out Tuesday or Wednesday. The VOD of today will be up tonight. So stay tuned to all that. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We retweet and post all the AWC or international AVA news from Japan and Korea. So if you want to stay up to date with those regions, you know where to go. And Miss Guy, any plugins for you?
Not so much. I guess it was a great ending to a great series, and let's not forget, if Epi hasn't mentioned already, we will have to congratulate Taz on becoming a dad last night. So in the chat, show some support for Taz. Even though he was not there tonight, he'll be flying. But yeah, he's got quite an interesting time coming up ahead the upcoming months.
Alright, well that's going to be it. We'll see you guys next time, and just wait for some special news tomorrow. It's actually, I think, pretty exciting news that I think will be coming up tomorrow. And that's about it. See you guys later.
Good night.